All right.
Oh, well, actually, did you see that? It was like a really nice breeze that came in right at that moment.
I didn't even notice it.
I felt it.
It was lost on me.
I'm right in the direction of the window.
Well, I'm feeling a bit of it now. That breeze is helping.
Good.
I feel less sweaty. Which is a great way to intro our viewing of the evening here on Background Noise. A film full of sweat. Really just jam-packed with sweaty people.
Don't stretch. Don't force it.
And sweaty events.
Sweaty events. Sweaty viewers, maybe.
Yeah, sweaty palms. Nervous sweats.
What?
Sweaty palms in the audience, nervousness. Sweaty palms, that's nervous people, yeah.
I feel like...
Do you not want us to do this here? Okay.
Isaac, what are you...
Yeah.
Isaac,
I thought I got a desk there.
You're so distracted.
We're good. I misread.
Calm down. It's the heat, it's getting to you.
It's the heat.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of that Spike Lee movie.
Which Spike Lee movie does it remind you of?
The one Spike Lee movie. Do the
With
right
the
thing.
ice?
Do the right thing.
Are you thinking of the ice sex scene?
No, I'm just thinking about how it was really hot.
How everyone keeps talking about the hot. I don't want to do it, Mookie. It's too hot outside.
It's going to end up on there.
That's what you're thinking of. Yes?
What?
The not wanting to do it, Mookie. It's too hot outside.
Yeah, well, that too.
Right.
It was a very hot day. And today is kind of hot.
And tensions are rising.
Which is funny because the last time we...
Much like they do in Do the Right Thing.
Right, which is funny because remember how...
Everything okay?
Yeah, am I allowed to be walking?
Of course.
Spencer, you're allowed to do whatever you want in your own house.
You're part of the show, man. No, that's
you can
wonderful.
do whatever you want in your own house. Don't ever worry about that.
So we've done a technology upgrade for this episode.
In 6 months since we've last done this.
Yes.
Technically.
We've been very busy in the past 6 months buying this little microphone.
Well, here, okay, I feel like we should detail what happened.
Yes, let's.
So the last time we did one that we actually did was, do you remember what it was?
The last time we recorded?
Yeah, it was in December. I forget what it was, what the episode was. But
the last one that we recorded and posted.
I forget what it was. That was in December.
That's a ways back, man.
It was right before New Year's, right before Christmas.
Most likely it was Safety Last.
Safety Last. You're right. That might have been the last.
I think that was the last one that made it to air.
Jesus Christ. Whew. And that one was already short anyway.
It was, yeah. That was kind of a cop-out episode, to be quite frank.
Well, we were in a hurry.
We had no time. Fabrizio had a job. Well, no, did you?
I did have a job.
You did have a job.
In December, yeah, because I was hired in, I think, November. Oh, yeah, I think it was November. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so we did, what happened the next time we met, I was really sick. Do you remember that?
Yes, that's right. We were both miserably ill, and you were near death.
I was near death, and we attempted to record an episode.
We did record an episode.
We did record it.
We made it all 2+ hours into the movie.
Well,
we did our part. Heart of a Dragon.
No, it was not a dragon. That was another one.
Oh, no, yes.
Project A.
It's Project A, that's right.
We watched Heart of Dragon, we recorded and we released.
That one's out there.
That one is out there.
Thank God, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's an interesting one. Yeah, we watched Project A. We watched the one that was like the re-release in America with a really corny opening.
It's okay that that one got lost. We did kind of devolve at the end into
We just devolved from the beginning.
Yeah, we didn't start out strong.
I was hallucinating.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't look good. I thought you might die when I left.
You were on my lap. I was on your lap. I couldn't stand. I couldn't sit up.
You're very hot.
And then from then on, it was just like a curse where we kept trying to record a new episode.
Yeah.
And then we did make a couple of really good ones.
I've got several still on my phone that we did record.
But you told me you lost one of them.
One of them is just like, gone forever. I forget which one.
That was the best. That was the year-end one.
Oh, you're right. Yep, that's the one. The year in review is completely lost to time.
And we're never going to do that one again.
Yeah. Well, we had to, in that one we had to like stop in the middle anyway because
it stopped.
Apparently, recordings cut themselves off when you're recording on your phone when you get a phone call.
Right.
Which is why we've upgraded here to this fantastic little. Well, actually, I probably shouldn't compliment any other microphones now, right? It's probably like a sin now that I'm not sure.
I don't think it matters.
I see.
They're
It's wonderful.
Listen to our crap.
We'll see. This wonderful little Samson microphone that is very convenient and very cheap.
I like the way
Does the
it's-
job.
Well, yeah, I love what's going on here. But so pretty much in the 6 months since we last did one, this is the first time we've officially been able to actually. We don't even know yet. Knock on wood.
That's a good point.
Knock on wood, whatever this is made of.
Knock on vinyl?
Really?
No. Formica.
Ah, yeah, that makes more sense.
Knock on Formica. That, this one makes it.
And on the plus side,
Yes, on
in
the
6
plus
months
side.
we've seen a lot of movies.
We have seen a lot of movies. You've seen a lot more movies than I have.
Well, it depends on how you
But
define
if we're talking about
movie.
new releases,
I'm sure
we're
you've
about
seen
tit for
more. I
tat.
feel like you've seen more, just because you have a movie pass.
That's
You
true.
probably see movies on a more regular basis than I
You generally have had more time than I have. Well, yeah, we're probably pretty close to matched.
do. Yeah, at least on that front.
Ultimately,
Yeah, not the couple. Yeah. But what was the most recent thing you saw?
that would have to be Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh my God! What a coincidence! That's also the
The new
most recent thing I
The
saw.
new installment, the latest episode of the Marvel TV show.
Yes, which is really what it is. At the end of the day, it's a very long, expensive TV show.
Spencer, my lovely wife, and I went to see it together.
It was on Friday.
On Thursday, actually, we were there for the quote unquote midnight release.
My Lord,
Yeah, it's the first time I've paid for a movie in several
you
months.
sound like you were looking forward to
I had
your first mistake.
I had secret high hopes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's not seen all of the other movies. In fact, probably only a handful past the first Avengers film.
Uh-huh. Did you
And
see
got
the second one? Age
this.
of Ultron?
Yeah, we did see Age of Ultron,
Okay.
which you also kind of liked, if I remember correctly.
Or you could ask if you wanted.
But yes, she's not seen Doctor Strange or Thor Ragnarok,
Or Ant-Man.
or the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. She saw the first one, but at like a drive-in theater and didn't pay full
Wait, there's a
attention. to it.
drive-in? You went to a drive-in?
She didn't go here, but there is a drive-in theater here.
Where?
We saw Zootopia. There.
Where?
It's in the nearby burbs. Love, do you remember where that drive-in theater is?
Wait,
No, it's 20 minutes to get to though.
It takes 20 minutes to get to.
from where you live.
From this current, from Logan Square. So, because we were in Logan Square at the time.
So it's probably
So it's close.
to where I lived.
Yes, it's closer to you than
Isn't that fun?
Logan Square. No, I think it's north. I think it's north. It's like if you
I'm curious.
if you go past that IKEA, it's like in the realm of that
Wait, the
IKEA.
one in Schaumburg?
Yes,
Oh my lord!
somewhere
Like
around there.
Star or something like that.
I
Yes,
gotta go there sometime.
Yeah, it's fun.
it was a really good time.
I can't believe that still exists out here.
Yes, it's awesome, especially in the summertime. You know, kidding,
Air
kidding.
mattress in the back of the truck.
Air mattress in the back of the truck
I'm
sounds
definitely
awesome.
gonna go for that.
And they still play that old time let's go to the lobby,
Oh, yeah.
let's all go to the lobby.
What do you
thing.
do? How does it conceptually work? You just get out of the car and go to
There's a whole there's like a little shack that you go and they've got, which is nice too because it's a bigger variety even than they've got like genuine food. If you want to get like a freaking sandwich, so be it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, actually funny. They don't care if you bring in your own food, with one exception. If you bring in food from the nearby hot dog stand, they're very harsh about it because they're
Really?
feuding with this hot dog stand.
Over what?
Because the hot dog stand has these massive searchlights that they project to be like, come to our hot dog stand. And they interfere significantly with the projection. The projector that's
so
projecting
there's
out
a
the globe
fuse going
screen.
on.
So they've asked them to please not use those on nights when they're screening films. And they've refused. So there's a little bit of a feud in between
That's awesome.
the hot dog stand.
What's the hot dog stand?
I forget the name of that too.
Can't be Genie
It's not.
because that one's further north, and not that out west.
But yeah, it's so that's an interesting relationship.
That one's like near Rosemont.
But yeah, she saw it at a drive-in theater in California.
No.
She was visiting family and friends.
Well, you gotta
And she
take it
saw
to the
Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, yeah, we'll go. It sounds awesome. Next time that there's a movie that looks at all worth our
Do they
time.
only show new movies, or is it
New movies. I don't think they do any second run. Not that I'm aware of, at least.
Wolf?
Oh, she says they do. They do a second run. She
Okay,
knows
sweet.
better than I.
Well, sweet. We'll go sometime. When they,
Yeah, either of those things.
When they show-
Whenever they show a movie that's worth either of our time.
Yeah, when they show Vanishing Point or something, we'll see.
Sounds great.
But so yeah, we saw Infinity War. Both of us
We
saw
did.
Infinity War, and
We did.
surprisingly, which is rare for us, we have the same opinion.
That's true, especially for like a Marvel movie set partially in space.
That's
It's very specific,
that
but it is
so
true.
very
Think about
specific
it.
To say. This is true.
Think about it.
This is very true. What you're
Yes.
saying, yet still very specific.
Yes.
Well, okay, so wait. What do you? No, yeah, we do agree on Iron Man movies.
Yeah, we agree on Iron Man.
We both said that Iron Man 2 is the best one,
We both agree that Iron Man 2 is the best of the
and
series.
that is true. It is. It's Mickey Rourke's got a Russian accent. Sam Rockwell's like a hand-me-down Tony Stark.
He like attacks him on a fucking race car speedway.
It's great.
It's badass.
It's great. I love it. I want my bird.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get you a bird. We'll get you any bird you want, alright? Sam Rockwell's great. I love Sam Rockwell. So I guess, tell me what your opinion of Infinity War was.
In a word, it's garbage.
That is a very specific word. Could you elaborate, perhaps?
Well, please, I would be thrilled to elaborate.
You say that, and you-
We've gone through this naturally, as we tend to do. Before recording, we end up getting into similar kind of conversations about movies.
Again, this is
we end up
basically just
having.
recording our conversation.
Yeah. So then it ends up being somewhat of a repetition when we get on. But yeah, I mean, when you shove that many characters into a movie, you can't develop any of them at all.
Unless you're Robert Altman.
I can't attest to that.
Or you've never seen Nashville.
That's true. I haven't seen that.
Watch Nashville.
All right.
I'll talk about that. You go.
Yeah, please. So yeah, that was garbage. Obviously, I would say spoiler warning, but I'm not concerned that anyone's listening to this
Except
at
Tommy.
any point
Guys.
before they've
Yeah,
seen
they've seen
Infinity
it.
War. And if it is Tommy, well, sorry, dude.
Tommy
You should have
is our one
seen.
loyal
You
viewer.
should have seen Infinity War by now. That's not my fault. I can't be held responsible for your
Too busy
actions.
doing things.
Yeah, too busy being a New Yorker.
Last time I called him, I tried to call him, he said, can't talk now, on a set.
I said, good work,
Maxie
Tommy.
Big, are you?
Look at the big man.
He's racing in Boone to Eve, this guy.
Look at this big guy on his big movie studio set.
Bombad General.
No time for his old friends. No time for the people who put him there.
Yes, the people who drove him away.
Yes, the people who caused him to flee Chicago.
So, yeah, so...
But yeah, so obviously the ending is very attempted to be manipulative, but ultimately fails in that. I guess the movie is hurt so much too by like.
You're getting right to the ending.
I know. I'm attacking that first. The ending is hurt so much by knowledge of the franchise outside of the movie, in that we're aware, like anyone who's into the movies or interested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Anyone who's seen all these movies knows there's no way they're going to stay dead. And
Exactly.
anyone who hasn't seen any of those movies has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Who they are and checks out after 15 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to attack it at the end first because the end is attempting to cause an emotion in me, but when you're trying to do that and I know that you've just fed me bullshit, it doesn't have any effect. On the opposite side, the beginning is
That's what I was
also...
going to talk about.
Yeah, how about you
I was
jump
gonna-
in
I was gonna start
on the
at beginning.
crap with the
so
beginning?
I went to see it on Sunday. And I went with a friend of mine who I guess is a fan of the series for the most part. I think he's seen most of the movies too. So he's on the same page as I am. And we went to go see the movie, and the movie starts, and it's just a weird beginning because
It's a very weird way to start the
So,
film.
like, the first shot of the movie is this giant ship shooting at this other smaller ship. And for a moment, I didn't even know what the fuck these ships were, because I didn't remember Thor 3. It's like, wait, what?
Well, no, not only did you not remember Thor 3, you didn't remember the post-credit scene from Thor.
Thor
So even
3.
if you went to see Thor Ragnarok, but you decided to leave before the post-credit scene, that opening makes no fucking
They
sense.
are punishing.
Yeah, that's their thing.
Post-credit scene.
They punished you for staying for the post-credit scene at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, and then now they're punishing you. Okay, not punishing you. They're making fun of you for staying through the whole thing by
Which
doing
I-
that Howard the Duck thing.
I appreciate that.
and then they're punishing you for not sticking around for it. With this one, if you didn't stay for that post-credit scene, you have no idea what the fuck is going on.
The first shot of the movie is literally this giant ship blasting up this smaller ship, and then the second shot, we're in the ship and everyone's dead. And then Thanos is there. I'm like, wait, what? Did I miss? It was so weird because it just felt like you're watching and you think, is there a missing scene or something? Did they shoot something but it didn't work? Or they just...
Right.
It was poorly lit? I don't know.
It's not even 0 to 60. It just brings you in at 60.
It made me think of... I want to compare this a lot to Star Wars. Which is weird because a lot of people have been doing that. Whenever I hear reviews of this movie, everyone's comparing it to like Empire Strikes Back. Not necessarily...
Very upsetting.
It's very upsetting, but mostly they're talking about in terms of the ending. Which, again, I'm still thinking...
Very untrue.
Very untrue. But I am thinking a lot about Star Wars, but for different reasons. I thought, you think about the beginning of A New Hope, where you have the shot of the ship fleeing, the smaller ship fleeing, the huge Imperial destroyer, Star Destroyer, and then it's like chasing them, and then it puts them in the field, the magnet field, and it invades the ship. And you have this whole battle sequence.
Right.
This is a really good opening in the movie. It's really exciting. It's well paced. It's just it's fun.
Introduces you to the players in a high stress environment.
And they do not do that here.
Not a bit of it.
Which is, you don't have to copy a much better, successful movie for it to be good.
Well, but if it's evocative and doesn't live up to even an homage, that's not a good sign.
Which is weird because it starts and it's so anticlimactic as well. They're all dead.
Right, exactly. You feel like you've come in on the. It feels like they shot that for Thor Ragnarok, decided they didn't have enough time. Feels like you're starting at the end of Thor, and you're like, oh, I'm seeing the end of a movie right here, before it even jumps into the next movie.
Yeah, wouldn't it have made more sense?
Which would have made way more sense to end Thor Ragnarok with them sending the Hulk down to Earth.
Yeah, just wouldn't it have been a much better scene. You imagine if, the ship is attacking us, and they start, trying to fly away, and then, eventually, the engines are being destroyed or some shit like that, and then they get on the ship, and Thor and the other guy's like, oh, we gotta save the Asgardians, to get to the escape pods or whatever the fuck. And they're trying to fend off these guys while everyone's running away. That would be nice. And then you get, and you can, then after 5 minutes, you can be where the movie actually just started.
Yep.
And you think, well, that would just make the movie too long, but there's so many needless scenes in this movie.
It's a lot.
There's so many scenes where you think, why is this here? Why is this here exactly? What purpose does this serve? There's that scene where Tony Stark is talking with Gwyneth Paltrow at the very beginning, and I'm just watching and thinking, why is this here exactly? First of all, that scene just confused me. Because I thought that he's got the metal thing.
Right.
I thought he got rid of that at the end of Iron Man 3.
But that's what the point of that scene. She's like, you wouldn't have that in there if you really wanted a kid. Which is their way, I guess, of telling us that at some point he has reinstalled an arc reactor in his chest.
Yeah, for some reason. The whole point of Iron Man 3, the whole point of Iron Man 3 was that he got over it, didn't need it anymore.
Right.
Now he has it back because he wants to become
he wants to have a suit that can just build onto his body.
Yeah, that was very forced.
Yes. Well, and the fact that, and I thought that this was an interesting idea, because especially I recently went back and watched Iron Man, the original, to see kind of where it's all come from to where it is now. A little refresher.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of Tony Stark wanting a kid, because that's kind of the ultimate responsibility, and his whole arc has been kind of learning to take on responsibility.
Sure.
So that would be that's a really nice idea. But if you're going to do that, here's what you don't do is you don't have him say, maybe we should have a baby, and she's like, you're crazy, Tony. And then there's 2 hours of movie.
It's 2 hours of movie. Yeah.
And then there's no then. It's just 2 hours of movie.
Presumably that scene will tie into something in the next part.
Presumably.
Which is another reason why this feels less like a movie and less more like a two-part.
Genuinely like a half, two-parter episode.
It feels like a two-part series finale.
It does. It's exactly Marvel TV show.
Tune in next week for these exciting conclusions.
That's right. Well, and we were talking about earlier, this film would have benefited greatly from just leaning into the fact that it's become a TV show and opening up with a like previously in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just refreshing you on everything that is relevant to this film that's come before it.
Yeah.
Especially since, like we were talking, like it brings things into play, like Red Skull reappears, who was in the first Captain America movie, which was like 2010, I think.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't rewatched the 2010 movie recently, that moment may have still flown over your head, even if you've seen all of the movies.
Yeah.
Which is a problem.
It was just weird. It didn't really matter that much. It could have been anyone, you know. It didn't really matter. Just like when you saw him, like, why is he here?
Mm-hmm.
It would have been much better if it was just like a ghost, like with no face.
Yeah, exactly. Just some
like some
weird
spirit.
ethereal spirit who's the guardian of the soul stone.
And when you make it Red Skull, it's like that's
That said, aside from the fact that Red Skull was there and a few other like felt like a little emotionally forced moments in that sequence,
Yeah.
I really did like the Soul Stone sequence. I thought that was well written and well performed, and like a cool little bit where he kind of like proves that he loves her by killing her.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting little idea.
That's
I appreciated it.
That was something.
That was something, he says.
Yeah. Sure. I guess I can't disagree with that.
And so
I just thought it was weird because I remember watching that again. You've seen the other movies. There's
Right.
a lot of things in these movies where you watch and think, wait,
Right,
haven't they done
exactly.
things in other movies that openly contradict things they're doing now?
right. They do not follow their own rules. Thanos apparently is
It's a
interested
lot to
in
keep track of.
eliminating half of all life, except in certain circumstances where he's just killing everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to follow his own like code.
Now it's raining outside.
It's raining very hard. This is fitting to our opinions, our
It was
attitudes.
a dark and stormy night.
It's a dark and stormy
And I
night.
think Fabrizio tried to record a podcast.
We tried to discuss Avengers Infinity War. To much distress.
Too much distress. Tommy eventually would not listen to it.
Hopefully, for his sake. Hopefully he's found enough to do with his life that he doesn't have time to listen to us anymore. That's what I wish for Tommy.
That's a terrible thing to say to me.
I hope Tommy finds
Stop hurting my
enough
feelings.
contentment and fulfillment in New York that he never talks to either of us again.
Actually, the opposite is what I want to have. And I want to
I
have
know you want that.
no contentment, no fulfillment until he's forced to come back.
Well, obviously mine is a little selfish. I'm trying to keep him from running away with my wife. Too late, she says.
No. These things are already set in motion. much like Infinity War, there's only one outcome here.
Now, if only I had a time stone that could reverse time back to before Spencer and Tommy met, then much like Doctor Strange in Avengers Infinity War, I could choose to not use it
all of this.
a single time in the entire movie.
That was the weirdest. There are a lot of plot holes, and not plot holes, but holes where you think, wait, why did they do that specifically? You know, I mean, you think about the fact that
Why didn't they do this? Yes.
Yeah, they have a time stone. I guess they wrote it off by saying, look at all the possible outcomes. There's only one that worked. Well, that's a very easy way of just writing off the fact that you could go back in time and just fix this.
Yes.
Just like get rid of him before he has all the stones.
Especially since it does feel as though, especially Doctor Strange, whoever he encountered as the like villainous being in the last film,
Yeah.
his solo film, definitely comes across as more like ominous, powerful, and like cosmically destructive than Thanos, which kind of undercuts
Thanos is just a big guy. He's a big guy.
It's very large, and he's got some gems.
He's got some elves.
He's got some
follow him
elves.
around and do things.
He does have some
Those are also
magical elves.
Some magical elves. Was there anything you liked about it? Movie?
I can pick out 4 moments that I liked, but they're all undercut.
Tell me about these 4 undercuts.
So the first one is, like I said, I like the idea of introducing Tony Stark wanting a kid, especially if it's setting up for some, I'm hoping that they kill him off in the next film.
Couldn't care either way.
And I would feel some legitimate feeling about that, especially if they build in this, like, wanting a kid element. Pepper Potts tells me as a kid he dies. Nice. I get it. Fun. Works for me. Moment number 2. What is number 2? Number 2. Oh, I like the idea, and I talked about this earlier. Again, I like the idea of, and you're gonna. This is the only one I think you're gonna disagree with me on. I like the idea of Peter Quill, Star-Lord, getting so like them almost being able to like rip the gauntlet off of him,
Yeah.
but Peter Quill becoming so upset about the death of Gamora that he loses control and attacks Thanos.
No, I have no
The
problem
moment
with
did not read well,
that. It didn't make
in
sense.
part because I think that Chris Pratt is a terrible emotional actor. I don't think he
I don't know,
emotes.
what does that even statement even mean? What, as opposed to what other kind of actor?
Like, he's a good goofball. He's a great goofball. He's even. I'm even coming around a bit on him as an action star in terms of just like looking like strong or like gruff or, you know, again, not emoting, just being one tone. But when he tries to like feel something on camera for me, it does not read well. That's more so a personal gripe than my other complaints. Moment number 3 is the Soul Stone thing, which, like I said, is undercut by the fact that you brought in Red Skull back as a character for seemingly no other purpose than to have the moment, which happened in my screening, where people are like, "Oh my God, Red Skull, no fucking way."
Did they actually all say that in unison?
Well, almost. Everyone was like, "Oh my God," in unison.
That's pretty funny.
Yes. I'm sure that Kevin Feige started stroking himself immediately.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't bring back, what's that actor's name?
Right, yes, he didn't want to
It doesn't
return.
really matter. It's a red fucking skull for a
Yeah,
face.
exactly.
You know, it's not like you could tell.
It's not
Hugo Weaving.
it's not an astounding performance.
So,
Moment number 4 that I kind of liked is I like the little moment where Tom Holland playing Spider-Man is like, "I don't want to die, I don't want to go." That's sad.
Oh.
That would get at my feelings if
if we didn't already know they're making
I
a
mean,
Spider-Man.
not only do I know that you're making another Spider-Man movie, you don't own this character. Sony owns the character. I know you're not allowed to kill him. You can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the emotional impact is like removed, and maybe some of that is like maybe I'm not trying hard enough to like separate like what I know about the franchise from the movie itself. But even so, I feel like there's so many like indications in the movie that they're not following through on this thing that it still would fall flat, even if I didn't know that there were other movies scheduled for these characters. Was there anything you liked about the movie? You liked a joke in there.
Yeah, I like that one joke.
The Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista, who was a great actor, he's now my American sweetheart. I love him. There's that one part where the Guardians are fighting Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. And they have that Mexican standoff. And Peter's like, "Where's Gamora?" And Strange's like, "I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?" And then Drax goes, "I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?" That was the one part where everyone in the theater started laughing, and I laughed with them.
Drax gets good lines.
Drax, that's the best line.
He gets those nice deadpan jokes.
I was actually curious about that, because I don't know if we haven't looked it up. I don't know how many screenwriters were involved in this script.
That's a good question. Well, I'm sure they're not all listed either.
Right, because I feel like they got the Guardians right, totally. Like the dialogue and everything. So I wonder if it was just...
Oh, yeah. You'll appreciate this, too. Quick aside.
What?
This is the first film that I liked with the raccoon in.
That you liked with the raccoon.
No, that I liked the raccoon in. I liked Rocket in
Oh,
this
you liked
film.
the character.
I enjoyed watching him. I didn't find him annoying.
So you found it annoying in the first 2 movies?
Yeah, significantly.
Well, that's your own problem.
Yeah. But I thought you would appreciate that.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, he doesn't care. Moving on, you were saying.
Yeah, I was just wondering if they brought... Because, James Gunn is so heavily involved with the Guardians movies, at least.
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder if they brought him on as like some kind of consultant.
You would hope so, right? You would hope
Or
that they
maybe
would...
they just got it right. Or the actors are so good, they get the characters so well, they know how to deliver these lines.
Much like a TV show, once you've been doing it enough.
And much like a TV show, you have directors that come in and out every week.
Yes.
And you have writers that come in and out every week, but you have a showrunner.
Yes. Yes.
Showrunner is Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige is
This
the ultimate
really is
the ultimate
expensive-
showrunner.
This actually is the most expensive TV show ever made.
And the most profitable. Credit where credit's due in terms of
Most profitable
profitability.
TV show ever made, the Marvel Cinematic
It has now eclipsed $15 billion as franchise.
15 million?
$15 billion.
Woo!
And it eclipsed 14 billion with Black Panther, so already $1 billion of that is Infinity War. What, 5 days in?
That's impossible.
It's not, because worldwide.
How many regions
They made $650 million worldwide opening weekend. $250 million here, domestically, opening weekend.
That still is not enough for $1 billion.
Almost.
Almost, but not exactly.
Well, yeah, but then you give 2 more days of
Okay,
that.
sure, then yeah, I guess you're right.
You've added $1 billion to the franchise.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Which, and not only,
Something to think about that.
no, yeah. Oh, like, yeah, literally within 5 days, you've made $1 billion more off this thing.
And that's not even where the money is. It's in the merchandising.
Oh, yeah,
The
let's
money is
not
in
even
the
discuss
merchandising.
the
I can't remember all those
merchandising.
Thanos action figures.
There's going to be many of them. Who else did we get? Did we get anyone else new in this
I guess we
movie?
get all those elf minions. They got to
We
show
did the elf
it's sold as a pack.
Yes,
We get
The-
Peter Dinklage as a dwarf with no
that's
hands.
right. Peter Dinklage. We did get Peter
Yeah, we
Dinklage.
get Peter Dinklage. We get is there anyone specific to this movie? Is that? I don't think so. I think that's about it.
I think you're right.
Maybe we get the Ghost Red Skull.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess both elements have appeared separately, but I'm sure they'll do a Bruce Banner in Hulkbuster suit toy.
That's so stupid. Yes.
Yes.
I'm sure they will. Oh, Ken, also, I told you I was thinking about Star Wars a lot. I was getting Phantom Menace flashes at one point.
Yeah, it's funny because you're right. Those scenes are so
really
visually similar.
Especially because, just like Phantom Menace, there's a point in the movie where you get like 3 or 4 different storylines at
Right.
the same time.
I
like in the
seem to
Phantom
remember
Menace.
they used some wipes a couple of times,
They might have.
which I remember noticing because they don't usually do that.
They might have used wipes. And, no, that's the one. They used wipes, and it was just so weird because there's that one moment where they're on the battlefield. They're at the end of the shield.
Yes, the
Wakanda,
energy shield.
and the enemies, like the ships are coming down outside the shield, and then the army is coming out and they're attacking the shield, and it just reminded me so much of the Battle of Naboo.
Well, even separately from that, when like all the Wakandan warriors like pull their like cloaks up and it puts that blue energy shield, it looks just like those gun shields.
It was
They're like,
so weird. When I realized what I was watching it, I was so weird. I thought Black Panther at some point was just going to turn over to Baku. It's like ouch time. It felt like that. The more primitive,
Yes.
technically primitive.
Waiting for them to throw
Society
some
trying
bombas,
fight it.
tribal,
Yeah, the tribal. Yeah, trying to fight the.
the invading like drone force, basically.
Yeah. That was really just. That was a weird flash in my movie when that happened.
And that's interesting too. It does seem, because that film is directed by the Russo brothers, as is
The Phantom Menace?
no, obviously not the Phantom Menace.
Oh,
The Avengers: Infinity War is directed by the Russo brothers, as is Captain America: Civil War, which I'm not sure
we've been watching half an hour, and now we just mentioned the movie.
Yeah, I'm like, I think that's the first time we've said that we're watching Captain America: Civil War.
Well, are we though?
That's what's in the background.
What's happening?
is-
What's actually happening in the movie right
They're
now?
at the funeral
Whose
of
funeral?
someone.
Who died?
What's wrong? What?
Okay.
Where is he?
Oh, it's sort of this house.
Oh, I don't know it.
This cat?
Tipper? Or New Cat? He's not in the apartment? Alright, Fabrizio talk. I gotta find my cat.
There's no other cat left.
Yeah, I don't know how he would have gotten out. He's probably just hiding in one of these cabinets. Keep talking to this guy. About to carry the conversation.
But yeah, it was just, what is going on in this movie? Who died?
I see. Yeah, he's just on there.
I did not carry on the conversation.
Who's this funeral for? Oh, isn't it for like the girl that like
The old
he was
woman
in love with and is now
first
dead?
movie? Yeah.
I forgot. He's got like a weird love interest with like her granddaughter in this film.
Yeah.
And that has followed through? Not at all.
No, it isn't. Probably for the best. that would be like not really, but semi-incestuous.
That appears to be okay with everyone these days, though.
What fucking wait? What? Going
Okay.
like getting falling in love with a woman, traveling through time, and then sleeping with.
It's
her
an
grandma?
exaggeration. Well, yeah, I mean, that
What do you mean?
concept seems to be leaking into popular culture more and more.
Ever since Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is to blame for all of this. But I mean, I'm referencing more so Game of Thrones. They don't seem to have any problem shipping an aunt and nephew romance
I've never
in the fan base. I haven't seen much of it myself,
They
but
did that in The
but
Foreigner.
incest is a very big part of it. I'll
They
give you
did that in The
that.
Foreigner, the Jackie Chan movie.
Did they?
Well, it was like, I mean, it wasn't by blood.
Not incestuous, but like taboo.
It was not incestuous by blood, but in the sense that she was like his. I guess she would be his mother-in-law.
I see.
Yeah. No, more like aunt-in-law. Yeah, because he was the nephew of. Okay, yeah. So like that. Like sleeping with his aunt, but by marriage, not by blood.
It seems to be less vilified by our generation.
But then there was
perhaps
that
it should
great French movie, by Jacques Demy,
be. Yes.
his last
Of
movie,
course.
where you have this guy who is like he went back to his hometown,
Right.
and he's like making a play, or like he's doing like a play or something. in
Yes,
his
he's putting
hometown.
together
And
something.
he falls in love with the ingenue of his play.
That's right.
She's like half his age. Then he meets up with like his old lover, like 20 years ago.
Yes.
And he
Discovers.
finds out through her that might be his daughter that he's sleeping with.
Yes.
But then when they both find out, they're like, oh, all right.
We didn't know.
We don't know. We love each other.
So,
It's a very interesting movie.
very,
He's a lot of his movies are about incest, actually.
very Freudian.
It's so full. Through the roof. Through the roof.
But anyway,
Actually, you know what? This movie, this scene actually is exactly what I'm talking about.
with
whole-
the standard talking head over the shoulder shooting,
Oh yeah, and it's just like all the talking things are just like that.
generic white techie background.
And it's out of focus. It's like shallow focus.
Yeah, very, very high
All of the fucking
f-stop
all
or
of the
t-stop in their case.
all of the talking scenes are like this, and same in Infinity Wars, where you just watch and after a while you just get so bored. It's just like, God, this is so boring. Everyone's just standing around talking.
You have a TV show, man. That's what you got to do.
That is true. This
It's the
feels like a
TV.
TV
It's the
show.
TV format. It's shot like a TV show. The only thing really talent, obviously, and like budget of effects, production value.
Yeah,
But in almost every other way, it's run like a TV
I
show.
don't think I actually saw this movie besides the airport sequence.
Oh yeah, the hangar battle.
Yeah, because I don't think you need to see anything besides that.
That's the Avengers part.
Because it's kind of amazing how I did watch Black Panther, and they showed like a flashback to this scene.
Yes, they
This
do,
part,
and you do.
and it works. It's like, oh,
Yeah, that
you
gets.
really don't need
well,
to see
see,
this.
yeah, that's what we needed more of in Infinity War. Some just like little reminders, like, hey, remember when this happened? That's what's relevant here.
Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing how nothing else from this movie really matters, because the main villain in this movie is like they defeat him.
Yeah, defeat him, but don't kill him. But he's not.
I guess it is kind of
anymore.
important to know that because Captain America and Iron Man are not on speaking terms at the beginning of Infinity War.
But again, that's like so quickly negated.
Yeah, it is. It could have just been they had a lover's quarrel.
Yeah,
For all we know, it doesn't really matter that much.
yeah. By the
And Spider-Man likes to make pop
by the
culture
like
references.
15-minute. Yeah, apparently he likes talking about movies.
Well,
Which
which is fine.
Yeah, no, that's a fine character
brings
thing.
me to-
when that's like the only thing you have.
Which brings me
Yeah.
to a movie I'm going to compare this to,
Yes.
in terms of a movie that was recently released.
Mm,
That was a big blockbuster movie,
yes.
and that, by contrast, I enjoy very much,
Right.
which is
Ready Player
Ready Player One.
6 in your case.
Ready Player 6, because I've seen it 6
You've seen it
times.
6 times.
I really dig that movie.
You really do. Which, yeah, we've been talking about that. Well, I don't know how many times like we mentioned it on the Lost episodes, but we've talked about that movie almost every episode.
Because I keep reading, yeah, we literally from almost, I think, the first
And this is the
episode
first time
we
we've
did together.
recorded one after you've seen it.
This is the first time we recorded one after a shit ton of movies. that
That's
we've
true.
seen.
But this is the one that we've been building. Well, you've been
Yeah,
building.
I've been
up.
building this up like I have to talk about it. So, because oh God, I love that movie. I was going to do another episode of this podcast where I was going to watch Hook and talk about Ready Player One and then also talk about The Fisher King. because they're kind of connected in a weird way.
Interesting.
I might still do that. We'll see. But just to get more in depth of it.
Good.
But just to summarize in a brief way, that movie it takes place in the future where everyone goes into this game where pretty much people just live in the game. It's not even just a game.
It's a virtual
It
reality.
literally is just like an alternate reality for everyone to go into. And the movie is just like filled to the brim with all kinds of different pop culture references. Right? And that was one of the big gripes that people had with the movie. It was like nostalgia of the movie, nostalgia porn.
Right.
Reference the movie. And, what's funny is when you watch it, it's not. I mean,
Well,
it is
it
in the
is.
sense that there's all
That's
this stuff.
that's the form, but it's not the substance.
No, it's not. Yeah, exactly. It's just it's kind of there, like the way you like paint on a car, but it's not the car. It's not four wheels
Right.
and the engine. It's just like the surface.
Yeah.
But when you look
It's a
past
style.
it,
There's style.
there's a story there that is informed by
And
this.
entirely unique. Yeah.
And it's the thing about Steven Spielberg is he knows how to like shoot something and make it interesting.
He really does.
He knows how to make any scenes.
He's incapable of making a bad movie. Although I'm starting to think that he doesn't know why he's a good filmmaker.
I don't think he
which
does
is
either.
fine.
I remember one time he was
He
talking
just
about how
intuitively knows what to do.
exactly. I remember one time hearing him talk about how he was always a bigger fan of, say, William Wyler or Michael Curtiz and Hitchcock or Ford because they weren't stylists so much as they were people who could just do any kind of movie. And he talked about how he thinks of himself in that same way. Like, I'm not really much, I don't really have a style. I heard him saying this, like, what?
You're full of it.
Are you kidding me? You are the most stylish.
Yes. You look at a Spielberg movie, you're like, oh, there's a freaking Spielberg shot.
Spielbergian.
Yes, exactly.
Like, anyone can watch a movie that is very clearly inspired by Spielberg and say, yep.
Very Spielbergian.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who saw the film Super 8 and thought, is this a Steven Spielberg movie?
Yes.
Because it's going for that. Look at that. I have to drop that.
That would have been bad. It's very loud, it's very heavy.
No, that's fine.
We'll try again.
What beer is that?
Dark Swan. It's a sour. Would you like one?
No. Oh, it's from Lagunitas.
It is. Great brewery.
They are. They're really good. I actually am fans.
Yeah, nice. Have you ever been to their
Do they have
one
one
by
here?
Cinespace?
They have one here?
Yeah, we should go sometime. It's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Take me.
Great.
Take me.
We'll do that, and we'll do the drive-in theater. It's
Now
a date.
We'll go to IKEA.
No, we're not going to IKEA.
Oh, why not?
I have to go to IKEA with Spencer first.
You can
It's been
go.
building up for a long time.
It doesn't mean you can't go with me later.
Well, but I've already betrayed once. We went to Red Robin together.
Were you going to go to
After-
Red Robin with her?
Yeah,
Were you going to go to Red Robin together?
we were going to go to
She
Red
says I
Robin.
want to know.
But apparently she's not.
I think you're full of
she's,
it,
she's past it now. She's moved on from Red Robin. So time for another betrayal. IKEA.
Yeah. Anyway, where were we? That was a big digression.
I can put those one. I can put those one. Oh. That was a big digression. You were talking
We're
about
Player One,
Ready Player One.
and I was saying how that's the complaint people had of that movie was that it was just mostly just pop culture references, but there's actually a story there.
Yes.
This is the exact opposite, where people think there's this really great elaborate story, but really it's just an
It's all,
excuse.
yeah, it's
to have these
all
characters
the
interact.
shtick of the matchups.
It's the novelty of having Thor talk with the Guardians of the Galaxy, or having Strange and Tony Stark interact.
In a funny way, it's a lot more of a watching a video game rather than a movie than the movie that is literally watching a video game.
Isn't that just
In that
weird?
Thanos, it feels like every time Thanos gets like a stone, it's just like him leveling up,
Yeah.
and like all the like battle sequences feel like they're just like matchups in
And
terms of like
there's-
not for like a story purpose, just like, oh my god, we saw the Hulk fight Thanos, it was fucking nuts.
And-
He's the big boss at the
And
end.
then there's also there's the very simple fact of just I don't know if CGI just gotten worse over time. I don't know what it is, but so many of the characters, the CGI characters just look like video out of a video game scene. Like the elf people.
Yes,
I don't know
very
what
much.
do you even want to call them? They're like elves, right?
Yeah, we'll call them dark elves.
There's the
They're
wizard
clearly
elves,
something else,
there's the
but
wizard elf,
there's
there's the female elf, there's the warrior elf,
yeah.
and there's one more that's there. The
Is
big
there
elf.
another one?
We'll call him the big elf.
Who's the big elf?
The one that was bigger.
Isn't he the one with the axe? Though?
Yeah.
He's the warrior elf.
No, I was thinking of just the other. There was like a fourth elf.
I see.
Like remember when
I only remember 3 elves.
So remember the but remember that scene where Vision and What's her
Wanda.
face? Scarlet Witch.
Yes,
Or if they fight in like Scotland, and
Yeah,
they fight
yeah.
two elves.
they do,
One of them's the chick, and the other one's the other dude.
and that's the big one.
No, it wasn't.
That's
the
the
big
warrior.
one. It was the other one.
I see.
It was like the same size as her.
When does the big one come into play? I don't remember him.
The other one is he's from the beginning.
Isn't that just Thanos?
No, there's four elves. Damn it!
All right, I believe you. I don't remember.
Well-
Clearly, it's had a great impression on me.
I never liked the movie, and I remember there being four elves. Maybe I'm making up the third. I don't know.
I believe you.
But yeah, it just it was.
But yeah, it's funny
it was
that
like
the
watching
movie reads a
cutscene.
lot more like a video game than Spielberg, who really was quite smart in leaning into the like video gamey CG look, considering
okay.
considering the amount of work that he was
It's
doing.
like the
is that
Uncanny Valley thing is
reads-
non-existent.
yeah, reads very
Because they're not supposed to look realistic.
realistic. Exactly, it's supposed to be a little like off.
Yeah, so it's okay. You watch it, like, oh yeah, this is fine. But it's also realistic enough.
Yeah.
It's like you get expression from their faces.
And any CG that did occur in real world decrepit Columbus, Ohio, was pretty solid.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Well, it's interesting too because you and I were talking a bit about how it almost encompasses so much of like his past work and like kinds of movies that he's done,
Yeah.
and the Uncanny Valley is part of that, thanks to the Adventures of Tintin.
That movie's got major Uncanny Valley. But that's also weird because it's animated like the cartoon of the comics.
Right,
But then it's also live action. But no, it's not live action. But it's
but the
Motion capture?
mocap, yeah,
it does look odd, that movie. That movie does look odd. And then there's the BFG.
yes, that's right.
That one was the one that actually looked the best. Was before this movie. Because that Big Friendly Giant looked like a Big Friendly Giant.
He did.
Very
It looked
good.
like a BFG.
Like a BFG. If only the rest of
If
the movie,
only the movie was better.
the rest of the movie wasn't.
But hey, man, if that's one of his worst, you're doing all right, Steven. You're doing all right, kid.
I'm talking about is how
Okay.
everyone our age likes fun.
Yeah, right,
And
exactly.
yet everyone older thinks that movie's a piece of shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if like 20 years from now, there's some kids who grew up and they
Who
all
think
say,
that the
"We love
BFG is a masterpiece."
I would not be shocked at that. At this point, I'm not shocked anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's been a huge realization with Infinity War. It just really is like the last nail in the coffin in terms of like just really very much out of touch with what apparently is like was universally beloved.
It's not out of touch though, because everyone watched it. Everyone loves it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Don't like it.
That's why I said we're out of touch.
Oh, we're out of touch.
We've become very much out of touch with like what people consider to be
Now we're old men.
the best films of our era.
Yeah, now we're the old men who have no idea what
I guess.
it doesn't feel weird to be a grouchy old man at 23.
It's not what I hoped for. I can't say it's not what I expected, but it's not what I hoped for.
Yeah, usually people start being out of date like around 30, I want to say. It's up until then, bands that you like still actually sell out shows.
Right.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I remember, I forget what stand-up comedian I heard say that. Like, that's how you know you're getting old. All of your favorite bands always have tickets to their shows available. They're never really sold out. It's very true.
And again, man, some of those oldies are
Then
still
again, Billy
selling.
Joel sells
Billy
out every year
Joel.
at Wrigley Field, so what the fuck do I know?
Grateful Dead reunion without even shoot.
Bob Dylan?
No. Grateful Dead. Who's the come on. What the hell?
Everyone has had a lot of members in that group.
The lead singer though who died.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's
that
favorite. Yeah, you know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. His name is escaping me right now.
doesn't matter.
But yes, even without him, they still sold out several shows.
Well, that's different. Then Grateful Dead has a really
Yeah, there actually seems to be like a middle tier because then like once everyone gets older and they start realizing that they only have so many opportunities to see people before they die, then all those shows start selling out again.
Yes. Like Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Bob Dylan is he cleans up very nicely, that Bob Dylan.
Cleans up very nice.
Cleans up very nicely, let me tell you. Make a lot of money off of shows where he really does not give a shit.
He's earned it.
He has not been able to sing really for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And, he's like very lazy when it comes to just orchestrating at this point.
And
A lot
yet,
of shows.
I'm sure he's
And
still.
yet Bob Dylan still sells out a concert.
I'm sure any occasion he is so inclined, he still is accompanied home by a beautiful young partner.
Oh, what? No. Oh, no. God.
I'm sure he is.
No. No.
I'm sure he is.
Does he?
He's
married,
on
right?
20.
He's not married.
No,
He's been married.
he's a Rolling Stone.
He has. Shut up. The song's not even about. That's fine. That's.
Moss doesn't grow on a Rolling Stone.
He was married once, though. And he made his best movie.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I've talked to you about this.
No, I've never heard you talk about that.
The theory that when he was married to Sarah Dillon from 1965, 1965 to 1975, and then they separated, and then eventually got divorced
Okay.
for a couple of years. But the best music he ever made was in that time he was married to her. Almost, it's almost immediate. You feel the difference. It's kind of amazing.
That is
1965. The
fascinating.
first album he did when they were married, I think it was either before or after, right? They got married right before or after he did Like a Rolling Stone, Highway 61.
Yeah.
And then he did Blonde on Blonde. And then his last album he did, When They Were Married, was like his album in 1975, which is very good. And then he made a 4-hour weird experimental documentary movie
Okay.
about his tour. It's a very odd film.
As one is wont to do when you're at that level of performance.
And then, literally, the next album he did afterwards, when they were no longer together, it was a drop.
I see.
It was like an immediate drop. And even more amazing was that the last album, the last song off the first album he did after they got married, was a song about her, Sarah Dillon.
Interesting.
Sad I Let It Go. And then the last song off the last album he made while they were married was also a song about her.
Interesting.
So it's almost like there's actually
It's like that bookend.
checkpoints.
Yeah.
There's a bookend there. It's really weird how that worked out.
That's interesting. That makes me think of Barton Fink,
The movie?
the movie. How she's like his like good luck writing charm. It almost feels like in that movie where like when he's with her, he's able to be so prolific, and then like before and after she's present in his life, he's a terrible writer.
Oh, yeah.
And it's even like as soon as her like severed head is back on his desk, he's able to like write well again. Presumably her severed head. I guess we never know for sure what's in the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
But presumably her severed head.
Yeah. That's a movie.
Barton Fink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see. And forget the Russo brothers. Give me the Coen brothers.
Yeah. Coen Brothers would never get the opportunity. But it'd be fascinating.
Infinity War Part 2 directed by the Coen brothers.
Yes.
I'd be interested. I'd be game for that.
It's the
That would be the
Secret
only
Invasion directed by the Coen Brothers.
That's not a bad idea. They could do that.
Mm-hmm.
They could do the Secret Invasion. There was like I think it was fake. But
That seems up their alley.
There was I think it was fake. I'm not sure, but there was an image online being put around of like the possibility of an Avengers versus the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
That
That's probably gonna. I mean,
the comic series.
the X-Men are coming in sooner or later, no matter what.
Well, we don't know.
They are. If now that Marvel owns them, they will
Well, they don't
inevitably.
own them yet. They don't own them.
That's true. The deal is not through. The deal
needs to be
will
reviewed.
almost certainly go through.
I have altered the deal. Pray I do not do so.
Yeah.
They do feel like the evil empire at this point, don't they? 'Cause they just
Yeah.
own everything.
I'm surprised that they haven't met with a lot more resistance from the
From whom?
what's the governing body on that.
I don't know. I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but I don't know their acronym.
I don't think it's the SEC, but
No, it's not the SEC.
antitrust committee.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the antitrust committee is not more on
Is that
up
actually
like
the
more.
name?
I think so. More up Disney's butt, but
You bought Pixar, you bought Marvel, you bought Lucasfilm. Short of actually buying another major studio like
Right.
Universal.
you bought. Well, you're buying 20th Century Fox. You're
That's just bizarre.
You're
You're renting from Sony.
renting, borrowing from Sony. You're maybe buying Bond.
You bought all 4 railroads. You bought
Yeah, exactly. Warner Brothers is trying to go on the board, and they're just getting screwed.
That's right.
I'm
Going directly to jail.
I'm sorry, you just landed on Infinity War. That'll be an extra $1 billion.
Someone needs to put them on the go to jail.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 million. Honestly. It's really cynical, isn't it?
It is.
God, I hate movies. I hate movies. Just thinking about it makes me so jaded. Because you grow up, you watch movies, and you think, oh, there's like a metric here. There's like a standard. Like, okay, you don't have to do anything specific. You do have a certain level of quality in some way
Right.
to be like it's really good. As ephemeral and as hard to classify as that here is. Then you watch certain movies make so much money, and then people actually like it too. And you think, what's going on here? It's like the success of Adam Sandler as of late. Not critically, but even his most recent shitty movies still make money. And you think, how is that possible?
Yeah, man.
What kind of goodwill has he built in with this audience?
He's beloved.
I like him too. But,
We all still remember 8 Crazy Nights.
Do people like that movie a lot?
Is that a movie? I'm thinking of the SNL song.
He made a movie out of it.
I didn't know he made a movie
An
out of it.
animated movie.
Well, I clearly don't remember that.
It's like from 2005?
Interesting. No, I didn't know that.
It's an animated movie, yeah. Starring Adam Sandler.
Naturally.
And he looks like Adam Sandler. They animated it. I don't think it's more than capture. I think it's just animated. But just like Sausage Party, it's like a rated R
Okay.
animated film.
That's a hard little market to carve out a space in.
Very difficult. Hard R animated movie. How does
Yeah,
Team America do it?
It'll be interesting to see how Marvel, if the deal does go through.
Are you trying to go on the move here?
No, you're good. If the deal does go through with purchasing 20th Century Fox, it'll be interesting to see what they do about Deadpool. If they continue to make those R-rated films, because they've already proven that they can do that. That's also not really Disney's speed.
That to the side. Do it. Do it.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of Star Wars. No, actually, why are you bringing up Star Wars?
Because I remember reading that it's clear that the Russo brothers
It's not your fault.
are like
Solid.
determined to try and push some Star Wars into the Marvel universe. It's interesting that you referenced that it felt evocative of a couple scenes felt evocative of Star Wars
Of
scenes.
all movies, The Phantom Menace.
Because I remember when this
I doubt they're fans of that movie.
came out, they were promoting the ending as they were like, oh, like Marvel or Disney pushed back on the ending of this movie because they're like, it's too dark, they need it to end happy. And they pushed back by being like, no, it's going to be like The Empire Strikes Back,
Which is what
which is what people have been doing with this Infinity War movie as well. So it's interesting that they're trying to use that with both of these.
I think people have got to stop comparing the sequel to the movie to
And if that's the only thing
You're not
that's
gonna
similar,
make it
is that it ends on not a happy note.
that is not the only thing that
That's-
makes Empire Strikes Back a good movie.
Yeah, it's the wrong thing to focus on.
There's a lot of things in that movie that make it good. It's not just it has probably the biggest twist in any movie ever.
Yes.
The only thing that comes close is what, The Sixth Sense?
Yeah, not even Shyamalan is quite
That's the ultimate twist
Pulled
in
that
cinema
one.
history. It's not just that you have a dark ending where Han Solo gets killed in carbonite and they don't save him. It's not just Luke Skywalker goes into a giant magic tree and fights some Phantom Darth Vader.
Right.
It's a lot of things that make the movie great.
it's very
A lot of
rich.
things. It's rich in a lot of things, and subtext and just visuals.
And I will give credit.
and
This
the
one
editing is great.
this one is much closer in terms of the dark ending feels much more believable
And also, in
and
that
is
movie,
built up in a real
I
way.
feel like it also needs to be said. There's not nearly as much of just standard shot, reverse shot.
There is not.
in Empire. I've seen it recently. There really is not much of it. It's actually kind of amazing how so much of it is just like a master. Like scenes with Han and Leia, they're just both in the same frame. Probably to emphasize the whole love story part of it.
Tracking. I'm
There's one
thinking of
tracking.
the Emperor's arrival scene.
There's There's this
Beautiful
great
shot.
there's a great moment when Luke is trying to take the X-wing out of the water and he fails. The way that scene is edited is so kind of brilliant because the cuts become faster because like it builds up momentum, but then when he fails, the cuts slow down again. Like you don't notice until like the 15th time you watch, you think, wait.
Yeah, I'll have to go back to that one actually.
Really deliberately cut. There were like quite a few arguments in the editing room about how the film was edited because George is an editor by trade. His wife was also somewhat helping in editing on movies. They had like also Paul Hirschman was editor on the film. They all were going back and forth, like in the editing room about how to do it. And so there was a lot of just really refining and honing it. Empire is a very good movie.
It really is.
Star Wars movies in general are very good movies.
Well, in Star Wars, the Star Wars movies up until
Yes, up
2005. Well, including 2005.
Yeah. Star Wars movies, to me, they're the only Star Wars movies.
Right.
Everything else is like fan fiction at this point.
See, and that's where I'm like,
Because none of you are George.
that's where I'm like a little
You could've
confused
made him
now
graffiti.
too, because
Speaking of which,
oh yeah, Mel's driving. Nice.
I got this at Mel's.
Did you?
I was such a tourist about it too.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Nice. Good for you,
That was the
man.
one moment I really turned into a tourist. Like, oh, we're at Mel's Diner right now.
Gotta get a
I
T-shirt.
gotta get a t-shirt.
What was I saying?
Star Wars, Infinity War, talking about Empire.
Well, okay, so yeah.
The new movies like fan fiction,
So, with The Last Jedi, it got
which I haven't seen.
incredibly good critical reviews,
Did it?
but it was not well loved at all by general Star Wars fandom,
Which I don't give a rat's.
which I was slightly out of touch with myself.
I hate Star Wars fans and I hate critics.
But,
I'm sure everyone was wrong in a unique way.
This one is even more because there I was like, okay, well maybe critics are just idiots now, and like the fandom is like starting to catch on. Like, okay, like just because you did it like certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes and it's a big franchise movie doesn't mean that it deserves either of those things. But clearly, this one has dashed all those hopes for me because it is seemingly universally beloved,
Seemingly.
with the
You know what
exception
this
of the
is?
people whose opinions I respect.
We talked about this. We talked about this how, there's a variety of factors going into this. One, there's no doubt that Disney buys critics. There's no doubt in my mind that they do this. Why wouldn't they? They can get away with it.
In multiple ways, I'm sure.
In multiple ways.
In actual physical
advanced
buying
screenings,
and in just really like sending out
pampering them with like advanced screens and like tote bags.
sending out geishas during the premiere
Yes, giving everyone nice blowjobs and I would not
to make sure that they have a wonderful experience around the movie.
really and there's that and there's also just the hype train. Hype train is struck. It's amazing how almost all of these big blockbusters movies the same thing happens now where it comes out in the first week everyone loves it and then a week goes by and everyone hates it.
That does seem
It's so weird how that happens. That's happened with The Force Awakens.
Once they start looking at it again, they're like, "But wait a minute."
Yeah, once they go back for the second viewing, they think, "Wait a second."
So maybe we'll see. We'll give it another week.
Let's give it a week and see if people.
But again, Disney doesn't
Which
care
hopefully
because
in
if
a
they
week times will do enough.
if yeah, right. But Disney doesn't care because guess what? If you can make $1 billion in a week before people catch, it's like the circus model. They're like, we'll make a shitload of money until people catch on, and then we can get the hell out of town.
It's like that. Yeah, it's like that scenario in Huck Finn, The Adventures of Huck Finn, where there's those two hucksters
Mm-hmm.
who are like telling the town about this great play they're putting on, and like give us your money and go to the play, and like it's a sham.
Yeah.
And then what the people do, the first people who go see it, they go back into town and tell them, "Oh, it was great, it was amazing." So that they don't feel like idiots and make everyone else go
Right.
spend their money on it. And those people, like, they're hucksters. You know, that's what they are. Just Disney, they're just big old hucksters. And everyone's gonna find out too little, too late once they've left town, like the Music Man. Oh wait,
Right. Exactly.
or
We've been had,
we could be wrong.
Or-
we have to wait a week.
or we're the idiots. We could be the
Or
idiots.
we're the idiots either way.
Well, yeah, yeah.
We're the idiots either way, Isaac.
And we lose. We've already lost. This model has won.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Movies are dead.
it's frustrating because then it lowers like enthusiasm for making movies of this scale
How long is this
in
movie?
this model. Apparently a while. Let's see. It's already An hour in, it's got an hour and a half.
Oh, so this is like 2.
We may have to cut you short, my friend.
Well, we'll see.
We'll do what we can.
We'll do what we can. It's not that important. It's amazing how I'm watching this and oh, it's Daniel Bruhl, right? The bad the villain. But he was always a heartthrob in my heart.
If you say so.
I've actually people have compared me to him.
Oh, good for
Daniel.
you.
No, I don't know. Is it good for me? I don't know.
It's a good looking.
I'm saying as a matter of fact, people said you kind of look like Daniel Bruhl.
I can see you as a little villainous.
I don't know that they're referring to this movie specifically, just him in general, but he kind of, in American movies, he tends to play villains. Right? In American movies. He's like, because
What else has he done?
Inglourious Bastards.
Mm-hmm. Villainous.
He was in that movie Rush with Chris Hemsworth.
I've never seen that
The Ron
one.
Howard movie where they're NASCAR drivers.
Never seen it.
And Daniel Bruhl's like the bad NASCAR driver. So yeah, in American movies, Daniel Bruhl tends to play the villain. But in native language movies, which are like German or Spanish, because he's German-Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
very interesting, he tends to be just a normal guy. There's that one really nice comedy he's in called Goodbye Lenin. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
It's kind of funny. It's the premise of that movie is that his mother gets into like some kind of a coma,
Okay.
and it's the year is like 1989 or 1990, and then what happens is while she's in this coma, the Soviet Union collapses,
Okay.
and Germany becomes a unified country again,
That's a big difference to wake up to.
and but the doctor tells him she can't handle any like when she gets out of the hospital. She can't really handle too much stress or anything too shocking. And the son's like, oh shit, she won't be able to take this. So he literally makes it so that he tries to make it so that everything is like it was when it was the Soviet Union. He tries to fool her basically thinking that it still is in East Germany.
Okay. So kind of like an anti Life is Beautiful.
Yes, instead of him trying to convince us that they are not
That everything's all right. He's trying to convince us that nothing is all right.
No, that's not true. He is trying to convince you that everything is all right because it's still East Germany.
Sure.
You have an opinion of East Germany, yet you never lived there.
Well, yeah, that's true. You're
So I
right.
don't think
I
you
do
should-
have an opinion of East Germany, despite not having lived in a time where East Germany did not exist as its own separate entity.
Exactly. So maybe you should not judge a country that you have no knowledge of.
Fair enough.
Not a country, but a territory.
Oh yeah, that's right. Martin Freeman's in this movie.
He's also in Black Panther.
He is. It's a much better role in that film.
Kills a bunch of black people.
He does. He does do that.
That's the one moment in the movie where no one cheers. Black people don't want to see a white guy kill black people.
It doesn't look good.
They don't want to see that shit. In fact, they don't really want to see black people kill other black people, but they have no choice at that point. This fucking camera. That shutter speed went way up 3 cents.
Had to. Gotta keep the action tight.
Let's just examine this scene and see. That was cool. Because he's got like a magic hand. He's got the armor on his hand or something, right?
He does.
Is that Scarlett Johansson? No, that's Scarlett Johansson.
Yep.
I couldn't tell.
There's the daughter of, or granddaughter of Captain.
Oh, she also can fight?
Atlantis.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Ah!
Does she appear again? She does not.
It's kind of cool. It's like, I thought I was going to body slam her through the table.
Yeah, that's what this needs, more pro wrestling.
It needs more.
Needs some,
That's why I thought that's why I heard Dave
need some
Bautista
pile
in
drives.
the first place. Pile
Someday,
drivers.
maybe.
I would love to see that. I would love
Yeah,
to see
pile driving. that'd
Give
be cool.
Give Thanos a pile driver.
Maybe that's how they win in the end.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
Someone hands a folding chair in through from planet to planet.
I still think that the
Hulk
Guardians
just
of the
starts
Galaxy. I
smashing.
still think the Guardians should be the ones who are allowed to kill him in the end.
Well, see, and that's where I fall with it. It's so many people have personal vendettas with him at this point that
How do you?
yeah,
How do you end
who
this?
gets it? I feel like that's how it's going to
Everyone
end.
gets a little bit.
It's they're finally ready to kill him, and everyone's going to be like, "All right, I get to kill him, right?" And the other one's going to be like, "No, I definitely get to kill this."
No,
guy."
everyone stabs him once, like in Murder. on
Yeah,
the Orient-
exactly. Like Murder
on
on the Orient Express.
Everyone just stabs
They'll
him once.
just file through, be like,
And then Drax maybe goes a little more like. "Ah!"
or I mean, the way that they're going with their new goofy approach to the films, they'll just string them up as a pinata and blindfold each person
And
with
they'll
a
just whack-
baseball
it's
bat.
like at the end of Hits. Where they
Yeah,
smack him out with a pinata. They beat the shit out of that clown. Literally, they beat the shit out of him.
Oh, here's the contractually assigned bicep shot.
Oh yeah, is that actually
Chris
is
Evans.
that in the contract?
It certainly seems like it.
Well, he is Captain America.
In each of him and Chris Hemsworth, each of their films have to have like one moment where their arms are stretched wide out and all of the muscles are on display.
Well, his name's Chris Evans.
Well, I know, and Chris Hemsworth. I'm saying.
Oh,
Chris Evans
okay.
and Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, both of them.
Like for instance, Infinity War, where you remember Chris Hemsworth holding open the sun,
Well, no, not the sun.
holding open a shield that blocks
The
a
eye
dead
of
star.
A dead star, yeah. Not dead, just
Well, a revived star.
Yeah.
A cosmic forge. Yeah, see, that should have played there too. It should be his new theme.
It really should be. It's the one good thing that movie gave us, for me at least.
Yeah.
You like it, but
I like it too.
I don't
I like it. Well, I know. I like that, and I like the film in general.
The song is a good addition.
Well, I don't like the film in general. I like the middle section in general.
The part where they're on that weird planet. and
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum's
everything
just
from when
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum arrives to when Jeff Goldblum exits the main part of the film, not counting the post-credits scene.
Terrific. Congratulations. The war is over, and good news, it was a tie.
Yeah, I enjoy that part.
It was very funny. He's very good.
I even like Watiti's character that he voices, the like rock guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's good, too. It's all fun and games, isn't it?
It's all a good little lark.
The Rockman died at the beginning of the Infinity War. Presumably.
Presumably.
Was he there? I didn't see him.
I didn't see him, but they sure didn't clarify that he was alive either.
Well, is there anything you're looking forward to coming out later this year? Is there anything that we have seen that we haven't really talked about?
Beirut?
Do you really want to have anything to say about Beirut?
John Hamm is pretty good. The film is...
I like John Hamm too. I
All right.
saw it with my father. My father, he is not a fan of John Hamm.
That's a damn shame. John Hamm is the all-American man.
Yeah, one could say. One could say. In
And
fact,
did say.
I was thinking about the other day how there was a movie that would be perfect, or like a concept that would be perfect for John Hamm. I forgot what it was. Really, they could do a remake of Charade. The movie I told you about. You could be the Cary
Could be
Grant
John Hamm.
character.
Awesome.
You could do that. He's charming enough.
John Hamm would be solid in the noir.
Yeah, he would.
He's well suited to that.
He's got that kind of face. He does look like someone from the 1940s.
He does.
He does look like that.
I'm surprised that he seems to be interested in picking out more comedic projects.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
It surprises me.
I remember watching him on SNL, but also his guest spots on 30 Rock.
Yeah.
You ever see that?
Yeah.
He's really
Hamm and Bubbly.
He's really funny.
He is. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But what has he done recently that's been comedic?
Well, actually, there we go. A film that I am excited for,
Hasn't come out yet.
that hasn't come out yet, that I probably shouldn't be excited for, but what the hell, is Tag,
Oh yeah.
with an astounding and perplexing cast,
Jason Statham is in it?
including
No,
not Jason Statham,
Jason Bateman.
not even Jason Bateman.
There's a Jason in it, isn't there?
I don't think so. Sudeikis is in it?
I thought. Yeah.
Tag? No, I don't think so.
Look it up.
Yeah, we're gonna look this up.
It's Jason
But
Statham.
the ones I remember are Jake Johnson, Hannibal Burgess,
You're right.
John Hamm, what's her name? Ela Fisher.
Do I know her from something?
Yes. What do you know her from? Sacha Baron Cohen's
Wasn't he married
wife,
to Helena Bonham Carter? No, that was Tim Burton.
Kristen Burton. Well, then I guess they were just dating. I don't know. You would know her. Did you see the 4th season of Arrested Development?
No.
Okay. Have you seen Definitely Maybe with Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Then I have no idea what the fuck you would have seen it from.
I know the name. It sounds familiar. I can't remember.
Jeremy Renner,
Oh yeah.
Annabelle Wallace,
Okay.
Rashida Jones, John Hamm, Ela Fisher, Jake Johnson, Ed Helms, Hannibal Burgess.
I guess no Jason Statham.
Yeah, no Jason Statham.
What?
But what a hell of a cast,
It
man!
doesn't seem like his kind of movie though.
And what a dumb movie. It does. In fact, yeah, it seems like it should be like the Horrible Bosses crew in that film.
Says in the
but
cast.
they seem to have elevated their, well, not elevated is an unfair word because I like all of those actors, but brought in more disparate talent.
Yeah, that's the word. You got the right word. Yeah.
Disparate is
Good
good.
words.
I'll bring in disparate.
I feel like we've said all we need to say.
Yeah.
Unless there's something else that you're looking for that I don't know about.
Let's see. Let's look up 2018 film and give ourselves a little preview.
God.
Okay, there are a couple of.
So I got 3 movies I'm looking forward to.
What are they?
There's the Meg.
The Meg. I'm also excited about the Meg. The Meg looks like a treat.
I remember watching that trailer. That's something on Jason Statham.
Jason
I saw
Statham,
that
that's
trailer.
where you're
It was
getting
really
thrown
cool.
up.
It's like a 2-minute trailer, and the first minute of the trailer is really serious. It's like, oh, there's a shark in the water. It's going to try and eat us.
It's the biggest thing we've ever seen.
And then almost instantly, from one to the
Just
next, it
flips.
just flips tones, and it becomes like this comedic. It's like, oh, there's a giant shark. We gotta deal with the shark. Ray Wilson's there to add some jest to it all.
Yes, some levity.
And it just looks great. And it's made, of course, directed by the great John Turturro,
Of course.
one of Hollywood's greatest, most underrated.
Yes.
Appreciated director.
Very versatile.
I would like to see him do a watch. I don't want to see him do it all. But if he did, I would give it a shot.
I would still watch it, yes. Oh, well, obviously, the big one, May 25th.
Shut the fuck
I'm
up.
very excited
Shut the fuck
about
up. Don't say it.
how to talk to girls at parties.
Oh, damn you.
You know I love Elle Fanning.
Yeah. And Tommy
So-
loves Elle Fanning too.
Don't miss that one.
A lot of people like Elle Fanning.
Yeah, actually, I am kind of excited about this one. They've been promising to release it for like 6 years. Well, that's an exaggeration. Like 3 years now,
Yeah?
and they've had it on their website. They're like, it's done. We just haven't picked the time yet. So I'm glad that they're finally releasing it. It looks real fun.
The zeitgeist is finally caught up.
I guess, yeah. John Cameron Mitchell
Oh, yeah?
is the director. Let's see. Is there I have no idea. I don't recognize it myself. I just recognize Elle Fanning, and the concept seems kind of fun.
How do you feel about Fanning sisters?
I prefer Elle.
Yeah, I think most people do now.
I have no beef with
she's
Dakota.
trashy.
With Dakota, but Elle seems to be she seems to have done more already. Like in her
Well, she
short
didn't have a
she's
kid.
like 17, right?
Yeah, but she didn't have a
Child acting career,
not
really.
that I'm aware of.
Well, at Super 8, she was like what 12, right?
She was a teenager, yeah. She was pubescent.
Close enough. I'm relatively excited for Ocean's 8.
Great.
I think it'll be good.
You tell me how it is.
Won't You Be My Neighbor? I'm very
It's not that I
excited
have.
for.
It's not that I have a problem with the idea of doing all female Ocean's movie. It's just that by Ocean's 13, I thought this is kind of ruining itself out.
Sure.
So,
But yeah, I mean the cast looks pretty awesome.
yeah,
It is
you did
more cinematic Aquafina. I know you love that.
Aquafina, the vaginal genius.
Yes.
Love me some Aquafina. I really do.
Actually, I'm kind of excited about all of these films coming out on June 8th, to relative degrees. Ocean's 8, Won't You Be My Neighbor,
Oh, the movie about Mr.
the
Rogers.
Mr. Rogers
Which
documentary.
looks just wonderful.
It really does. It looks.
God bless Mr.
See,
Rogers.
We should do what we need to do is do like a quad feature that day of all those films,
we
and
need
we
to go at like
end
11
it.
in the morning.
Well, no, I was gonna say we end it on "Won't You Be My Neighbor" because if anything else sucks, at least even if we don't like the movie, we'll
We're
come
gonna
out feeling
feel so good because it's Won't You
After
Be My
watching
Neighbor.
Won't You
Yeah,
Be
we
My
should
Neighbor.
do that.
The other films coming out that day: Hereditary from A24, which is the like kind of horror film about like the.
Oh, I saw a
Yeah.
poster for it. I don't know what it's about though.
It looks good. It's an A24 movie, which I generally like. So, and then Hotel Artemis, which again seems like it's kind of corny, but again the cast looks great,
What's the cast?
and you're gonna love this.
Oh, am I?
You are gonna
Is
love
Jackie
this.
Chan in it?
No,
Then
but
don't-
close. No, you're gonna love this. Let me go through for you.
Well, first of all, what is this movie about? Tell me what the movie
Okay, so it's this like this group that pull. It's like it's set in like a future.
Uh-huh.
The future. They pull off this like bank robbing job. One of them gets wounded,
Uh-huh.
and they go to this secret place called Hotel Artemis, which is like this safe house and hospital set up for criminals.
Uh-huh.
But somehow they get tracked there. So then the hotel is being stormed by police
So it's like a
enforcement.
combination of like Reservoir Dogs meets like some science fiction.
Right, some post-apocalyptic, like, I don't
Some
know,
Judge
Altered
Dredd.
Carbon,
Yes.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
But here's the cast. You're going to love this, I think. Jodie Foster, Sterling K. Brown, Jeff Goldblum, Dave Bautista,
Dave Bautista.
Zachary Quinto, Charlie Day. That's a fucking cast, man.
And I definitely like 3 of those names you mentioned.
I'm excited about all
I don't
of
know
those
that one.
people.
Used to like Sterling. Was Sterling Michael Brown? You said?
Sterling K. Brown?
I don't know who that is.
You saw Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
In the intro, the like brother who dies, Sterling K. Brown.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Sure.
He's great. We really like him from. Oh, did you see the O.J. Simpson versus the People versus O.J.
Yeah, I
Simpson?
saw that. Who was he in that?
He's the main African American defense attorney.
Defense attorney.
Yes. No, prosecution. I'm sorry, prosecutor.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Sterling K.
You're
Brown.
right. Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's also in what's the name of that show, Love? This Is Us. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
really
the show with Milo Ventimiglia, who died this season
Yes.
and was in the show Heroes,
Yes.
which also starred Zachary Quinto.
It all comes full circle. So yeah, if it were different people, I probably would not be interested. But
Because Dave Bautista
as it
working
is,
with Siler
yeah, man.
and
Charlie Day,
and
Dave
Jodie
Bautista, and
Jodie
Charlie
Foster.
Day, and Jodie
Who's
Foster.
directing it? Jodie Foster? Is it Jodie Foster?
Doesn't
Tell me it's
actually
Jodie
tell me.
Foster.
Oh no, Drew Pierce.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with
My name
him.
sounds familiar.
Incredibles 2, I suppose.
I want Jodie Foster to make more movies.
I'm mildly interested in.
I remember that movie she did with Mel Gibson called The Beaver.
I've never seen that.
It's pretty good. It's weird. It's not funny and it's dark.
Okay.
It's weird, but I like it. And there's also Little Man Tate. Hey, Little Man Tate.
I'm not familiar
A
at all.
movie that takes place in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah.
It's about a boy genius.
Well, then time is gonna love it. It's just a movie
I'm surprised he
about
hasn't seen it.
He hasn't seen
You
it.
get this Little Man Tate.
Let's all
And
watch
there's
it
also
together.
Home for the Holidays. You've seen
Of
that
course.
movie?
No.
You have not seen all the Jodie Foster classics.
I've never seen a single Jodie Foster directorial installation.
She is very good. I like her a lot. I want to
If
see her
you
direct
say
more
so.
movies.
Well, all right. So, which one would you recommend first? As like the introductory to like
Let's start at the beginning. Go with
a
Little Man
flavor
Tate.
blast of
Go with Little Man Tate.
Little Man Tate? It
Watch
is.
Little Man Tate, then watch Home for the Holidays, and then watch Beaver. She's only made a handful of movies. She's only directed a handful. So
Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I am not excited about.
that looks goofy.
But the same week comes out Under the Silver Lake, which I am excited about. David Robert Mitchell.
It follows, right?
Yeah, exactly. Andrew Garfield, Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
I'm intrigued. Very
In a
intrigued.
while.
He has not. That's true. Sicario: Day of the Soldado. I'm interested in that as
Remember that
well.
one day we went to go see
Who's directing that this time? Stefano Solima.
some guy? Remember when we went to go see Hurricane Heist?
Yes.
We haven't talked about Hurricane Heist.
We haven't talked about Hurricane.
We
Heist
haven't
on
talked
there?
about-
Oh, you're right. We
We
haven't.
have not talked about Hollywood Entertainment Studios, Motion Pictures Productions.
Entertainment Studios Motion Pictures. That's right.
We need to talk about this.
Let's discuss
Now,
entertainment.
I hear that we're reaching a slump here.
Entertainment
We figured out
Studios
what we need to
Motion
talk about.
Picture.
Let's go back in time.
Yes, please rewind us.
Was it February?
February 6th, I think.
that we went to go see Hostels?
Maybe March 6th. Oh, the Hostels. Yeah, that was back in January.
We went to go see. It was snowing that day.
I think we actually went right after recording
That
the
was the same day
podcast.
we went to Red Robin.
Yep,
And we liked that.
I did like Red Robin.
We should go back.
Good trivia. We were good at the trivia.
One day, once I get done, we'll go back.
Sounds good.
Once I get done, we'll go back. And yeah, we went to go see Hostels that day.
That area is actually now like literally right across the street from Sure's headquarters.
Really, that's what that is.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, is it that glass
It
building?
is that glass building.
That's what that is.
That's what that
I
is.
always wondered what that
That
building
massive,
is. The one that's
funky
next to
looking
the train
building.
tracks?
Yep, exactly.
And
That's
there's
true.
also like the flower place.
Yep.
Oh my lord, I've been going through my whole childhood.
That's-
I never knew what that place
That's
was.
Sure Microphones HQ. That's where I was
Wow.
earlier today,
Wow.
watching them beat the shit out of microphones. Good stuff,
That's so interesting.
isn't it?
And now I know what that building
Yeah,
is.
man. You can come visit parts of it sometime if you want to join me.
I would love to.
Cool.
I'd love to tell them to hire me too.
Yes, that is what. Well, I mean, if you get an IT hire, like, yeah, obviously you can
More
come
than-
anytime.
More than qualified, I think. So anyway, yeah, so we went to go see Hostels, which was this movie starring Christian Bale and what's her name? that actress from
Yep.
Gone Girl. You know what I'm talking about.
It's not Jennifer Jason Leigh. Is it Jennifer Jason Leigh?
No, it's not
It's not Jennifer Jason Leigh. We're gonna look it up. Michelle Williams? No, it's not Michelle Williams. Damn it.
She's that other blonde actress who's very good.
What is her name? Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund Pike. That's a very interesting
That's that should be memorable. But oops.
Rosamund Pike. Yeah, we went to go see that movie, and then before the movie started, they were showing trailers for other movies.
Yes.
And we kept seeing that logo, Entertainment Studios Motion
That
Pictures.
ubiquitous logo.
The most generic-looking logo we've ever seen in our lives.
Yeah, weird looking logo. Even like how they all have their little animations. Their animation is very cheesy.
It's just the spotlight.
The spotlight's moving like little bubble artifacts, like coming in front of it.
Yeah, it was just like they did this off of like Windows Movie
Yeah.
Maker, and it was amazing because the two ones they showed were Hollywood Studios Motion
Entertainment Studios
Entertainment
Motion
Studios,
Pictures.
I can't remember. Is the first one was Chappaquiddick,
Chappaquiddick.
a movie about the Kennedy
Yes.
thing,
And
then the other one was
incident.
Hurricane Heist.
The other was Hurricane
And we were
Heist.
watching this
From
movie,
the director of the first Fast and Furious movie.
and we were so baffled. We thought, well, this is the same company. What are they going for?
It's a
here?
very bizarre.
Like 3 movies that they've released this
Yeah,
year.
it's a very bizarre
Under their banner.
slice of the market.
So
there.
Hostiles was like, how would you describe Hostiles? It has a great opening.
You liked the opening. I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't stomach the opening. I didn't have
That's
an
why I
issue
loved
with
it.
it
That's why I
necessarily.
loved it. It's so
It
funny.
was very sickening.
We can both agree it was the most intense 5 minutes
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie could ever
See,
have.
that's how
That's how you start a
Infinity
movie.
War could have opened.
That's how you start a movie.
It opens up and we see like 800 people just get gunned down
Exactly.
brutally as they're trying to escape.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah, that's how they should have opened it.
And so that movie, but then it's weird because then it becomes much slower paced after that, and then
Yeah.
it becomes really fast paced after that. Except for like a couple of moments. There's
It's
like a gun, like a shootout.
it's very good. It was very good tonally at like capturing that like sort of like wandering the the frontier wilderness, a la like
Meek's Cut Off?
Meek's Cut Off,
Which I
thank you.
didn't really care for.
Or even to a certain degree, The Revenant.
Which I did care for.
I would say though that the like arc that they try and
It's
get
weird.
through does not sell
Because
at
from the
all.
beginning, Christian Bale hates that Native American chief, and then by the end, they're almost best
After
friends.
very little character moving events.
And very little time together. I mean, I guess technically they spent weeks or months together. However long it was
Right, but they don't seem to communicate much at all. They don't really do stuff together in an organic way. Yeah, but I mean, great talent, obviously.
Yeah. Really great talent. And then they have Timothée Chalamet as
They
their
do
man.
have-
He's like a French soldier.
We do throw in Timothée Chalamet, and that guy who played the like one white kid in Like Mike.
Yeah, him.
Yes, who is also the guy who shoots children on Breaking Bad. That guy,
Yeah, that guy. Crazy guy.
wild and crazy dude.
We saw that movie, and that was an interesting movie, to say the least. And then we waited with anticipation
Yes,
to see Hurricane Heist.
beyond thrilled. I told everyone I could to go out and see it.
Because it was only going to be in theaters for a week.
Yeah, we knew it didn't have a long shelf life.
But my God, was that not
It
entertaining?
was exceedingly rewarding.
It was so bad.
But it leaned into it, and the things that it like, because clearly he doesn't care about like the script or the story at all. The only thing he seems to focus on is like, how can I make this the most preposterous, over the top set piece that I can come up with? And if that was his goal, he succeeded. There's only a little bit further that he could have pushed it, and honestly, that's what he should have done.
You should have gone as far as humanly
He had it
possible.
at a 10, but he should have taken it to an 11.
That's right.
This time it goes up to 11, and he should have pushed it.
Why not just make the 10 louder?
Yeah, but this time it goes to 11.
That's really what he needed to do.
Yeah.
He didn't need to just make it. Otherwise, it was, without a doubt, the most rewarding movie.
Sensational in the very definition of a sensational picture.
He had a plan within a plan the whole
The
time.
whole time.
That line was gold.
It's inverse pressurization.
It's pressure inversion.
Pressure inversion. That's right.
And then we're seeing them today, like, that was ridiculous.
Or the when he starts picking up the oh shoot, we remember the rims. He starts
Yeah.
picking up the tire
And
rims.
starts throwing them, they're like blades.
They're like, cover me. She's like, I'll cover you. And she's like, with what? You're out of bullets. He's like, don't worry about it. And just starts throwing rims into the hurricane, killing 2 people if I remember correctly.
Yes, with the rims.
Yeah, that was
Dead
crazy.
Rims, like the crawl. It's like the from the movie Crawl, that fucking
Yeah.
boomerang thing.
Exactly. Oh, it was preposterous, but
That
very
was
enjoyable.
wonderful. I can't recommend that movie enough. I can't wait for it to come on DVD.
I'm literally like out driving the hurricane wall.
That movie and Rishapon,
Oh,
which came out last year, I think. Those 2 movies are so bad. But Rishapon for different reasons. Rishapon
Right.
is a movie. Have you seen that?
no, but I remember you talking about it in our
We'll talk about
year-end review
Yeah.
that was lost to time.
that. We have to watch that movie sometime. Rishapon is a movie that's about like a teen horror movie. Yet it felt like it was written by a man who's like in his 70s.
Okay.
You know, because like he does not get
He's so out of
teenage
touch.
pop at all. It's like, this is so hokey and ridiculous, and everything they're doing is so stupid. It's hilarious, and it's really rare for a horror movie to be that hilarious and bad. It's really hard to do that for horror. It's like much easier to do that with say something that's like
Yeah, I mean, there's a very high
a serious drama,
there's a very high bar for being
Or like-
hokey
or like
in
an action
a
movie.
horror movie.
like a bad action movie can be pretty fun. Yeah, something like that is really high. It's a horror films, really bad horror films. Just pick it up.
No, I'm looking up what else is coming soon from Entertainment Studios Motion Pictures.
And then we saw the third film. We have to talk about that.
Chappaquiddick.
We went to the theater to watch Chappaquiddick,
We did.
and it was also decent.
Yeah, I liked it.
I liked it too.
I thought it was
wasn't great,
No, it wasn't spectacular,
but it was
good.
like, oh,
It was you felt for
Ted.
Ed Helms.
Oh,
I didn't feel for Ted Kennedy at all.
He was kind of an
I felt
idiot.
for Ed Helms.
Oh no, that's something we did talk about too. That movie also was not the same as Hurricane Heights, but in a different way. It was weird how it was with just a few minor editing changes. It could have been a really great dark comedy.
Which is really interesting because, like, once you pointed that out, I started
not
looking
notice
back to it, and it's ridiculous the degree to which it feels like it was directed a la like Death of Stalin or like Veep, where
And
it's like
but then at some point
the political dark comedy.
But then Byron Allen looked at the film
Right.
and he said, "No,
It's like,
we
well,
can't do a comedy about
If we're gonna
Chappaquiddick.
if we're gonna release this in America,
You can't do
it
it."
can't be this funny.
And also, yeah,
So put in some dramatic music, take out the laugh track, cut off some of the like landing for the jokes,
that's really it. If you took out the dramatic music and replaced it with like the music from Curb Your Enthusiasm,
and added like a little laugh track, and just added like a little bit onto the end of each of those shots.
that movie would be really funny.
It would be a dark comedy
There are
easily.
so many moments that are just funny. I'm really that moment was really crying for parents for their dead dog. Really sorry. I tried everything I could to save her, and it's like, who are you again?
Right.
It's just like, God, that's so ridiculous. Or just anything with Ted Kennedy talking to lawyers. Like, well, at least the New York Times doesn't have this. Actually, guys.
Exactly. It's like it's like a Murphy's Law movie, like
And then you
anything
can
that
see
can't
him
happen.
even
Right?
more. In that movie, Tommy's gonna like this. He's gonna appreciate this. Because in that movie, one of the lawyers is played by the actor who is the lead in
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
That's right.
The one with the glasses. I forget if it was Ned or Ted. Or Fred. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, that guy, he plays one of the lawyers. And just watching him, I've seen that guy from one of the greatest comedies ever made. Barcelona.
Barcelona, the greatest film set in Barcelona.
Greatest film set in Barcelona. With a close second being Wheels on Mules.
Oh man. All right.
And so
Those are the three so far.
Are they making more?
Yes.
This year?
So later in August, we'll be treated to the film Replicas,
There's a science. Oh yeah, we saw that trailer.
the science fiction thriller film featuring Keanu Reeves and Thomas Middleditch.
All right.
telling the story of a biologist who violates all possible laws and principles in order to bring back to life members of his family who died in a car accident.
Oh yeah, we saw trailers for that, and it reminded me of a script I wrote once.
Interesting. Additionally, we'll be receiving Animal Crackers, which I believe is a children's film.
Yeah.
2017 American-Spanish 3D computer animated comedy fantasy film
It's coming out in 2018.
in 2018. That'll be at the end of this year, I think. Oh, sometime in 2018. And then
To be determined.
in 2019, we'll get 48 meters down. The sequel to 47 meters
They go down 1 more meter.
Yeah,
Makes all the difference in the world.
it makes a big difference. And then
The sharks become much
sometime
bigger.
yeah, maybe they'll get a shared universe with the
The
Meg.
Meg.
And then we've got, at some point in 2019, Boss Level, which is just described as a science fiction action film written and directed by Joe Carnahan.
Joe Carnahan.
A retired soldier finds himself trapped in an endless loop of the same day of his death.
Also another Groundhog Day.
So, Edge of Tomorrow,
Another Groundhog Day.
even more so another Edge of Tomorrow.
Wait, we'll look up Joe Carnahan. I know that name.
Let's look him up.
The actor, the
The
director.
director. American independent director, screenwriter, producer, and actor best known for his films Blood, Guts, Bullets, and Octane, Narc, Smokin' Aces,
Narc and Smoking Aces.
The A-Team,
Yes.
and The Grey.
I've seen all of Joe Carnahan's movies.
And you like at least 3 of them, I know, off the top of my
I
head.
like the 18. It was just like, it was fun. It was a fun movie.
Yeah, and you like The Grey.
Narc is actually a really good movie.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's got the guy from Goodfellas.
Okay. Oh, he's also written and directed several episodes for the Blacklist.
Which makes sense. Which does make sense. Yeah, Joe Carnahan. Yeah, I'll watch that. Shit. I'll watch another Groundhog Day ripoff.
Yeah.
Are we in the big battle sequence now?
Yes, we're at the hangar now, which is probably like an hour's worth of the movie, to be frank.
It's not that long a scene, is it?
It's pretty long, man.
This
Apparently,
is the nerdgasm scene. This is the moment they realize, yeah, Infinity War is going to be great.
apparently this is supposed to be the same. I don't remember where I read this, but it's supposed to be the same hangar base the end scene of Deadpool takes place at. I don't know if that's just a fan
Oh, in the
theory.
first?
The original, yeah, I mean the second one hasn't come out yet, so yeah.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense to me
You
either.
mean in real life they use the same location?
No, it's supposed to be the same universe, is what I read. I don't know if that's just a fan theory.
Yeah, that's a fan theory. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
or if that's canonical.
It looks completely
It
different.
really does, yeah. But yeah, we were watching with a couple.
This is
We're
an
watching
airport,
Deadpool with a couple. Yeah,
It's an airport, so yeah, that
Well,
makes no sense.
to hangar. Yeah, Deadpool with the first Deadpool with a couple of our friends, and they were talking about that. So I assume it just got to the fan theory. Jeremy Renner, there you are. He's had a fascinating career.
Yeah?
It is difficult, I feel like, for people to be able to do both, like, serious and schlock and, like, get away with it.
Yeah.
And he somehow has found that balance very well. And doing like, dumb, goofy
wait,
movies.
what are the sides here? Who's on whose side here?
I don't remember the teams.
Well, let's try and figure this out here.
Spider-Man is on Tony Stark's side, we know
Right.
that.
Yeah, of course we know that. He's first introduced in the universe in this movie.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what somebody else at
was
Facebook.
drafted.
I'm very looking forward to in this.
Captain America.
You got a lot of guts, kid.
Yeah, you're right. There it is. Is this where he talks about that really old... No, that's later. He talks about that really old movie.
Empire Strikes Back.
Strikes Back.
Let's see. No, yeah, it looks like Hawkeye's with Captain America,
Hawkeye's on Cap's side.
which also means Ant-Man is on Cap's side.
Ant-Man's on Cap's side, and Black Widow is on Cap's side.
No, Black Widow's on Iron Man's side.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay, so then,
And then-
is Scarlet Witch on... Is Scarlet Witch on any side?
No.
She's
Scarlet-
quarantined,
No,
right?
no, Scarlet Witch was there, though. So Scarlet Witch was fighting with...
She's got to be with Tony, then.
I don't think she was, though.
She's got to be with Cap. She's with Cap, then.
Yeah, and the Vision was with
That's
Tony.
right. Yeah, because Vision is with Tony. You're right.
And
See,
then,
it's really complex. Obviously,
And then War Machine is with Tony, obviously.
War Machine,
And
with Tony.
and then Falcon is with a Cap.
Falcons with Cap.
But I think we've narrowed it down. I think we've boiled down the sides.
We're getting there.
It's kind of convoluted.
There's so many freaking people. Obviously, Bucky is the Winter
That's kind
Soldier.
of the whole
with
point,
Cap.
the whole
It's
reason for all of this.
He's the MacGuffin of sorts.
He's a person. He's a person.
He's the McPerson.
He's the McDonald's.
He's the McMahon.
He's about to become very big.
Yes. And then we'll get the dumb Star Wars line.
And then the movie's over, really. The movie does end pretty much after this. No, that's not true.
There's one more fight scene. The only like genuine like scene really in the movie.
Genuine scene.
That reveal is, yeah, you know what I mean. That moment actually reads really well for me. And it's interesting because we can compare, and you will have the opposite opinion of me, which is why we have such great back and forth on this little
It's repartee.
show we do. We've got such good rapport. Because there's the end scene in this film is like in terms of emotional resonance exceedingly similar to.
Oh, and there's Black Panther, who's also presumably on.
That's right. He's
Iron Man's side.
on Iron Man's side as well. Very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2's ending. I think one of them is better. You think one of them is better.
Clearly.
One of us is right.
One of us has to be right.
One of us is certainly the correct one.
He's right and he's right. They can't both be right. You're right.
Go, Panther, go.
It's so weird.
Yeah, that is. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time too that we've had two characters who received solo films who were introduced in somebody else's solo film.
Well, there's Hawkeye. Don't forget.
Yeah, but he doesn't get a solo movie.
That's true. He never got one. Neither did Black Widow.
Neither did Black Widow.
Well, they're still talking about it.
Nor did War. Yeah, I know.
They've been talking about it for 10 years.
Seems like they should have done that already. Neither did War Machine.
Why did he doesn't need one? Let's be fair. There's some characters who don't need it.
No, that's true. But yeah, because we get both Spider-Man introduced in this. Well, their version of Spider-Man introduced in this movie, as well as Black Panther.
Yeah.
Which is why this is really Avengers 3.
Yeah.
And a better Avengers movie.
In a way. Say, although I'm not a big fan of either of them.
Yeah.
This is the best of the movie, though, just because it is fun to see them all fight each other.
Oh, I think the end scene is the best. I like those one-on-ones, man. They read better.
I like them too, except when they're not in a movie that's bad.
Well, yeah. The rest of it doesn't really jive.
That's not very noble of you.
Also, like, he seems to not use his...
Stone? What does the stone even do?
Right.
Other than give him
And
life.
it's not... That first of all, that's not clarified. Second of all, the two hero... Like, Thanos, as soon as he has any stones, is like busting balls.
Yeah.
But two of our heroes have stones in their possession. And as far as I can remember, outside of the like staring into the potential futures, neither of them uses their like Infinity Stone, which is supposedly like some of the most powerful artifacts in the galaxy, a single
It's also
time.
a term used in Ready Player One. Artifacts.
Right, artifacts. Again, there's a lot of parallels
except
there.
one is a good movie.
And one
Oh, here it is, Empire Strikes Back.
which, yep, you're right. One which, by all like arguments of premise, should be the less successful film.
Which one?
Well, by all like arguments of premise, like Ready Player One sounds dumb.
I guess it is the less successful
Sounds
film,
dumb
because
as
it didn't
like
make $1 billion in 4 days.
Well, it sounds dumb as a log line. If you give me that log line, I'm like, I don't want to watch that movie. But then you say Steven Spielberg.
I guess I'll watch it. Actually,
And it
speaking of which, you heard that
It was a very pleasant surprise.
He might.
Yes, I did read that. The
I love the way they phrased it. The plan is for Steven to direct this.
Yes.
Because they really have no way of knowing if 10 years from now he's going to want to do this.
Black Hawk.
Yeah, Black Hawk.
That's right.
Which is like a World War II, of course he would do that. World War II,
It's right up Steven's
fighter
alley.
pilot comic thing. I'm looking forward to it, if he does do it.
That we will watch.
Hopefully he doesn't just throw it off to Michael Bay.
There's nothing of Stevens that I will refuse to watch,
Here's
and
the thing.
even if he has like a really long lapse,
Even,
ever,
I will
which
say-
I doubt he will.
I've said this before, I'll say it again, the last 10 years, the worst 10 years of my career in a row. The movies were not good.
But you put Ready Player One in your top 10, right?
Yeah.
So this is like a.
After 10 years.
I won't say return to form because I know you
I hate that term so much.
I know how much you hate it.
The form never changed.
But it's a.
It just worked better.
It's a more successful installment of his career
Yeah.
for you.
This film definitely canon.
Definitely canon.
I love the way they
I
use
think
that
that
term.
you-
They use that term too. I don't know if they use it in the movie. They use it in the book, in the Red One book, when they say when something is really
Canonical.
good. When something is really good, when something that James Howler could have definitely liked, it's like, oh, it's definitely canon. That's a term I just want to use now.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of parallels to the way that the main character in that movie talks and the way you talk.
That's another reason why I identify one of the
Identify
characters.
so
in that
well,
movie. I really did. The Shining, Italia's 11th favorite
It was
horror
11th
movie.
favorite horror movie.
The moment I heard that, I said, yes.
Yep,
I
that
know you.
that reads Fabricio.
I know this, but no one else would do that, but I would. I would rank up 2 to 13. Oh, this is the part where War Machine loses his legs.
Again, a total emotional fake out. We think for a moment that there's going to be some actual consequence to people's actions.
Not Don Cheadle. Not of all people, Don Cheadle.
You gotta keep Don Cheadle in.
That reminds me of that scene in King of the Hill. Do you remember King of the Hill?
No,
There's that one scene where Peggy flies out of a plane. She's got like a parachute,
that's nonsense.
but then the parachute doesn't work,
That's not good.
and then she just falls. She hits the ground,
Ow.
but she doesn't die.
That sounds exceedingly painful.
It's like, is that even possible?
She,
This
she
is a
just like
cartoon.
she shatters every bone
This
in her
isn't.
body.
This is an animated show, but at the same time, it's not a show that has tried to be insane or wacky with its physics. Did they research whether or not a person can survive that fall?
Maybe they've got like a dossier
They asked George
that they
Lucas.
published with
They
the
called
episode.
George Lucas. Hey George, could someone fall from a plane?
Right.
Oh well, yeah, you know, if your hair in the ground at this point,
Yeah, exactly.
there's enough wind resistance.
It's like, well, if you think about it, the fridge, we indicated that the fridge had, was lead lined. So. But, no, we weren't asking about the fridge. Well, yeah, but it was a lead lined fridge. So
So there's
Really, and,
really he would have survived.
he had a bit of there's like a padlock on the edge of it. So
And when you
he
think of the
probably-
way that the fridge falls, depending on how he lands, he'd be perfectly fine.
And the blast really is creating a vacuum on the inside of the tube, so it's not unlikely that the door would not fly open. And probably some clones because of the force and the radiation. From
He really did the signs. He did a whole fucking Mythbusters for that fridge. He was so into that idea. I will say
I don't
that
understand what the confusion is.
that scene does not bother me in the slightest.
I showed you the label. It says lead lined when it opens it.
That scene does not bother me very much.
I know it
Only
does.
because
It does bother me, but
I've seen Temple of Doom.
it's not the biggest thing that bothers me.
And in that movie, at the beginning of Temple of Doom, they jump out of a plane
You do.
with a raft, a river raft, as a parachute.
And that is also ridiculous.
And
And
they
that's
land.
why I also don't like Temple of
But Temple of
Doom.
Doom is my favorite.
I know it is.
The movie begins with a musical number.
It does. I can't argue with the
love
fact
that
that it's a musical number.
I feel like Indiana Jones is literally just George going
Well, no,
and singing
isn't-
into doing things.
That's the one too. Like it's the first shot, right, where it's just like him getting punched in the face.
No, that's no.
That's
It's
a
not the
later
first.
scene.
No. You're thinking of Last Crusade. It's not the
That's
first
the one that
scene.
opens with him getting punched.
No,
What's
no,
in the rain on the boat?
That's Last Crusade, and it doesn't open with that. It opens with him as a kid with River Phoenix,
Oh, right.
and
Yeah,
then there's
yeah.
that one
Right.
shot where the guy gives him the hat,
And then it
the hat
jumps to
goes
the
up,
future, and he's
and-
getting decked in the
and then it's adult Harrison
which is a
Ford.
great sequence.
Great sequence. I love that sequence. It belongs in a museum. It's a great thing to say about anything.
Yeah, which really has become quite ubiquitous.
And we love that word. That term is ubiquitous.
It's my word of the day. I can get you word of the day toilet paper if you
The
want.
movie is almost over.
It's been working for
No,
me.
it's not.
Well,
No, this also
unfortunately,
includes end credits.
fortunately now. Yeah,
This
that's
was like
true.
20
And
minutes.
post-credit scenes. Well, actually, I don't know. I assume that Netflix includes post-credit scenes, but I don't
Yeah,
know
it
for
has
sure.
to. No, it does. It does. What was the post-credit scene for this movie?
Fuck if I. See, that's the thing. They're forgettable.
What was the next?
The only one I remember is the one that pisses me off, which is Howard the Duck.
I love that.
I know you do.
I know there's the 5 mid-credit and post-credit scenes in Guard Volume 2.
There are so many in that, yeah.
They went nuts with that. I love it. And again, most of them don't really matter.
And again, yeah, they're essentially just making fun of the fact that they have
there's that
post-credit scenes.
there's that one with Black Adam.
Yeah, Adam Warlock.
Yeah, when it's like, yeah, that's well, not Black Adam. That's from Shazam,
right,
but
yeah,
Warlock.
Adam
yeah.
Warlock, where it's setting up
Oh,
a future
yeah.
thing. But yeah, the rest of them are just too always.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the one after this is. Is it a post-credit scene where they're breaking them out of the prison? Is that in the actual? I feel like that's in the actual script, like in the main section of the film. Oh, you know what it is? It's them freezing Bucky in Wakanda to set up Black Panther.
Right.
Again, very forgettable because it literally is that one. There are some that are literally just like a promo for like, look what movie we're gonna do next.
Right. Right.
Which was the case in this instance.
Wow, it's amazing.
It almost like takes a tonal turn here, which I like. It's like they had to like do that other scene, like.
Big fight scene.
You know, I don't trust the Russo brothers anymore, so I'm not going to give them credit.
Give it to Kevin.
We'll give it to Kev.
Kevin knows what he's doing.
It's like that scene had to occur, but like this last scene with like the whole like he doesn't say the Walkman part, so I guess his problem is less. But you killed my mom.
You killed my mom and then squished my Walkman.
Yeah.
No, he says you shouldn't have killed my mom and squished my Walkman. I love that line.
Basically, it's just like you killed my mom. You killed my fucking mom.
Did he say that?
No.
Should have.
You should have. Yeah, it's essentially like yeah, but like fuck my mom. My mom said.
That's right. She loved it. She got a heart attack from it.
Which is a great little. I mean, it's a great little Always Sunny bit. I love that one.
I don't remember. I don't watch that show, so.
Yeah, that's great.
There's only one episode of that show that I remember. Well, I remember two. There's two that I remember, and they were both pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Charlie Day. What are the two?
The first one was about blackface.
Yep, that's a good
Lethal
one.
Weapon 5.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 5.
There's a story. A small story. It's an
Please,
anecdote.
we got time, man. We got
Where
40 minutes.
I watched that episode just randomly on TV. I think once I saw that. That's really funny. That's very funny. And then sometime later, in IT, when I was working in IT at Columbia, there was a new IT worker. He'd been there for maybe a week or so, and we got along. I developed a rapport with people very quickly, I think.
Natural.
And then after about a week, we busted out the big mobile TV. I forget what it was called. It was like a terrible thing. It was like this really
A monster.
clunky. We made fun of it. We thought it was a stupid device.
Fat back.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
It was really just, and like the way the wheels were shaped on it was like a V.
Okay.
It's hard to move it in and out of doors. Basically, just poorly designed, smart, like screen thing.
Uh-huh.
And I said, "What do we want to watch?" And I remember I told him, "It was this episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia that was really funny. You can watch that. It's the one I've seen."
Right.
And we watched it, and I think he liked it. I think he thought it was funny. Then.
He showed up in blackface.
No,
Work the next day.
No, he didn't show up in blackface because he was black.
Oh, well, that wouldn't have worked then,
That
would
was
it?
the thing. That was the thing. He was black. I watched this episode with him. I thought he was fine with it. I think he was fine with it. But then at some point I was called into the main office. My boss, could you not do that again in the future for future reference? Because you don't know if someone's going to be offended by that.
That's
or not.
hilarious.
But I was like, and then I asked him after, were you fine with that? No. I was like, oh, okay. But it was just really funny that they found out
That they were trying to be preemptive on that one.
Well, not preemptive because it was already after it happened.
Well, preemptive on
I gotta talk
getting an
to the
actual
boss.
complaint.
Yeah,
That's funny. I did not hear that story.
yeah. But he has a good sense of humor, because he like Louis C.K.
Oh,
That doesn't
yeah.
mean he has a good sense of humor. It just means like think of some of the humor of Louis C.K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
He has a high tolerance for
clearly he does
offensive
a lot.
material.
Yeah, clearly he does. I haven't been talking to him in a while since he's graduated.
Bring him into the fold, man.
We should bring him on
We need
here.
more friends.
Hey.
We definitely need people talking aside from the two of us.
Oh, we'll
bring him in.
never run out of things to talk about.
That's true. We're doing all right.
Two of us.
We can make it go for. But anyway, yeah, the episode I was referencing, Charlie finds out that his mom, every Christmas, well, his mom was a prostitute. Essentially, he discovers, and every Christmas, a series of Santas would come through the house to like to his mom for money, and
Danny DeVito.
would give him a little present. before they went upstairs to pretend like they were Santa, and he thinks it's like a Philadelphia tradition that you get the parade of Santas who all come through and like give you a little present, and then go upstairs with your mom for about 20 minutes to an hour, and then the next Santa comes through. And he eventually discovers that what was really going on. So he goes to like the mall Santa and approaches very slowly to the Santa in the mall and like sits down on his lap. And Santa's like, "Oh no, it's okay. I'm ready to handle the situation." He's like, "What would you like for Christmas, little man?" He just like looks at him, he's like, "Did you fuck my mom?" And then he starts to beat the shit out of him.
That's really
It's
kids
pretty funny.
watch on.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
"Did you fuck my mom, Santa?"
And there was this other episode I saw that I thought was good, which was the episode was just like a day in the life of Danny DeVito.
Yeah, yeah,
But it
being
was like
Frank.
one shot.
Yeah, where it's all like POV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not POV necessarily, but it was all one shot, like one take. It's like Birdman thing.
Oh no, that's a Charlie Day one, right? Where he's like
Oh, yeah, it was
the
Charlie Day.
health inspector.
Yeah, the
That
Charlie
is,
Day.
that's also a great one.
Yeah, that's like a later one too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like from later season.
Yeah,
Isn't that
it's
still
recent.
on?
It is still on.
God,
It
been
is.
on for, what, like 14 years or something.
Yeah, this will be season 13 or 14. I can't remember. One of the two. But this one is hitting delays because they finally kind of reached a tipping point. All of them, where they're all now involved in other things.
Bigger.
They've got
projects.
everyone's got their own shows. Charlie Day is in Pacific Rim and apparently Hotel Artemis. And Rob McElhenney, who's obviously he's the creator and the creative driving force behind all of it, is going to be directing the Minecraft movie, which I'm actually thrilled about.
Okay.
I think he's a great director.
What else has he done?
Only Always Sunny, but I
All
think
of
he
it?
does a really good job with the episodes that he's in charge of.
Okay.
And they've done a lot of genre type episodes
Oh,
at this
yeah?
point.
Like Community.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like fun to watch him play with different genres. I think he's done a good job with the ones I've seen. So I'm excited about the Minecraft movie.
And Danny DeVito, of course, is Danny DeVito.
But yeah,
Have you seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
yeah.
Did you realize that he's in that movie?
No, you just told me last time we were talking. Actually,
I didn't know.
which is funny because Always Sunny does like a spoof of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest
Which
at one point.
probably why.
And it's Frank Swirl, and so it's Danny DeVito who's going through that, which is funny. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's in that movie. He's one of the characters. He's one of the crazies. That movie has a lot of good actors in it that will become big later.
Right? Yeah.
Christopher
Before they
Lloyd
hit
is
their
in it
prime.
from Back to the Future. He's one of the main
Lloyd.
guys. Brad Dourif, who was going to do the voice of Chucky in Child's Play, and also be in Lord of the Rings. He
He's in
plays,
Lord
I
of the
forget
Rings.
the name of that character, Worm something?
Oh yeah, Wormtongue,
Wormtongue, yeah.
Grima
That's-
Wormtongue.
Yeah, that's Brad Dourif. It's Brad fucking Dourif, man. And he's like Jimmy. He's the kid in What's Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
That's
who like
nonsense.
gets laid.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's
That
cool.
movie has a lot of really good actors.
It is funny how there tend to be like almost like one project that's like a pocket of like upcoming talent.
American Graffiti.
American Graffiti is another
Because-
great instance.
Because you have Richard Dreyfuss, isn't it? He's one of the leads. You have Ron Howard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was big before because he was on the
Andy Griffith's show,
but he was, Opie, and then this
Yeah.
was like his first. He was like breaking away from that.
exactly. His
And then
breakout from being a
also-
child actor.
And the other actress who's in the Laverne and Shirley, I forget her name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And also Harrison Ford is one of his first breakout roles.
Yep.
And then that other guy who does Toad, he had a good career after that movie. He was in Starman, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He plays the government agent. He's like, in the end, helps them out. He smokes a cigar.
Nice.
Point
Or Hot Wet American Summer. Which
yeah. Yeah.
apparently a breeding
Paul
ground for
Rudd.
incredible Paul Rudd,
Paul Rudd, yeah.
Bradley Cooper,
Bradley Cooper. All these guys become
Amy
really
Poehler.
good.
Yeah,
All of them become really good. That was that. It's weird how that happened.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the one-on-one.
Isn't it also just weird to think that, I was thinking about this the other day, what other movie of any kind could possibly have this caliber of actors in one movie? None, right? Because there's no other film that could afford all of them.
No other film that could afford all of them, and
Like, imagine a movie that was a
And-
superhero film that starred
give them
Robert
like
Downey Jr.,
no one else could give them because no
Benedict Cumberbatch,
other movie could have enough
Scarlett Johansson.
because they have standalone films and appear in each other's films. No other movie could give them enough of a meaty piece of it
Yeah.
that they would be willing to do
Yeah.
such a small because look at the fucking weight. Like, look at Scarlett Johansson, huge talent, very well designed.
Probably the biggest actress in the world.
Fucking wasted in that movie. She has like 2 lines, maybe.
No, she doesn't have much to say.
She has very little to say,
Presumably she'll have more to say in part 2.
and she only has like one like real fight scene that's like hers, and even that's like feminist corner. Let's have the ladies fight for a bit before we get back to the main action.
Really?
It's really weird.
It's like a distraction.
Yeah, it was very
It's
disorienting.
so weird. She has more to do with like Iron Man 2. Or,
Yeah, I mean, she gets a
or
big
Captain
meaty
America,
piece in Iron Man 2.
Winter Soldier. She's
Even
pretty
in
much the
the last
lead.
Avengers movie,
Yeah.
with her in a banner, they got like nice one, so she gets her own fighting scenes.
She's really big. She's a big part of that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a top talent, and I'm sure that they had to pay her a shitload of money to be in
This
that,
movie for like
at
10
all.
minutes.
and she's not. I mean, I think it's funny
Really,
that
she's in it for 10 minutes when you think about it.
yeah, at this point they got to be paying Vin Diesel a pretty penny
For just doing Iron Groot.
to be I Am Groot, but at this point they're not
15
even.
languages.
But they're not even using his voice to the point it's recognizable because
Yeah.
they're modifying his voice to make him sound like a young teenage kid.
Right? But
So it doesn't even matter that it's Vin
Make it bang.
Diesel, but he's
That and the Fast and
yeah,
Furious.
it's not even his recognizable.
Vin Diesel's got
Vin
bang.
Diesel's cleaning up well.
Vin Diesel is cleaning up the house.
He goes into the recording studio. He's like, "I am Groot," and he's like, "All right, well, I think we got everything we need here."
Say it in Spanish. Yo soy Groot.
Yo soy Groot.
Ich bin Groot.
Ich bin Groot.
Really, that's what they do. They have like do like in 14 different languages,
Yeah,
and then in different inflections.
just say Groot.
Je m'appelle Groot.
Yes, exactly. And then and then he walks home with like several $1 million.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr. Oh, I can't remember the money this guy's made in the last 10 years. Oh,
Yeah, and too, like, because
just to re-sign
like,
him after Iron Man 3 was cost a pretty penny.
I feel like a lot of people will like come back and like, how do they keep getting these people to come back?
They pay him like millions and millions of dollars
Crazy amounts of money.
for what, it was really.
Same thing with like Daniel Craig. It's like I'd rather, and like I'm sure he meant it at the time. He's like, I'd rather slit my wrist than come back and do another Bond movie. And then they back up a dump truck full of cash and just pour it into like his backyard pool. And it's like, all right, you know what?
Alright, yeah. I guess I'll do
I'll do another 3 months of work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's.
I can't argue with that.
It's like.
I can't argue with that logic.
It's too much. You can't put it down. You'd be a fool not to
Exactly.
do it. Do you think this is it? You think we'll never get around to the Iron Man movie?
No, I mean, I told you what I think's going to happen.
Do you think he's gonna die or do you want him to die?
Okay, here's what I want. I want him to die in like a nice, beautiful moment, but very painful. Like Pepper Potts tells him, she's like, "You were right, I am pregnant," and then he gets like stabbed in the fucking neck.
What is this, The Walking Dead?
Yeah, that's how I want it to go. Here's how I think it will go. He's gonna die, but they're gonna do like at the very last moment before they solve everything. But then they're gonna do some magical, find a way to like reset everything. But like I don't know, it'll be maybe an alternate universe, and there'll be some like mixing up of realities.
We're gonna do that.
And
That sounds-
look at how much they're like pushing like the films to be like the comics. And that's how the comics are. They
They're
just
not
watch
gonna
it.
do that.
I bet you they are. And then
You want to bet money that they're
then
gonna
like
do that?
some fucking like magical green dust is gonna slightly fade away, and then some Iron Man dude like turns around, the helmet pops up, and you're like, Tom Hardy? When did you get here, man? Well, it won't be Tom Hardy, but it'll be some other
It's
person.
not gonna happen. I guarantee you. That is an Isaac idea, but that is not a Kevin Feige idea.
That's more a Kevin Feige idea than it's my idea. It's
No, you came
absolutely
up with
what
it.
they're
Kevin's
gonna do.
I bet solid gold right now.
They're not gonna get rid of these characters, and these people are not gonna keep signing contracts.
They don't know that yet, though. That's why I think they're probably going to wait till the last minute to see how they're going to end this.
I don't think so, man. I think Robert Downey Jr. has already like been like, I'm not doing another one. And they're like, but Iron Man's so popular.
They've been
So
talking
they'll
about
bring
doing
in some
Iron Man
other-
4.
It'll be fucking yes, but it'll be starring fucking Adam Driver or Andrew Well, no, they can do Andrew Garfield. It'll be that'll be.
What will probably happen if they can't sign them again? They'll just retire the characters, or like they walk, roll right off into the sunset, and then maybe like a few years down the line they decide we'll just do another Iron Man with a different actor. but they'll wait a little while.
I don't think so.
Like they're doing with the Wolverine. Like they're gonna wait a little while.
I think they'll do an immediate reset.
I don't think they will. Because I think Kevin's also confident that he's got enough characters that he doesn't need Iron Man.
Maybe.
And again, presuming that they're not going to get rid of all the other characters, but again, they're still talking about a Black Widow movie. We don't know what's going to happen with Captain America. We don't know what's going to happen with any of them, really. I think it's the only one that people are actually really thinking, oh, they're not going to.
Well, no. We've also, I mean, Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth have also stated that they're pretty close to dying. The next one may be their last movies, too.
We'll see.
And, I mean,
Have they
again,
already filmed the next one? Or do they need to film it?
I think they've filmed, they've
All of it
finished.
together?
Well, yeah, I think they finished, oh, come on, what is it called?
It's part 4. It's Avengers 4.
Yeah, Avengers 4, but, principal photography. But
Yeah.
they probably will have pickups throughout the next year.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Chris Evans will need to shape his beard and will need to digitally insert it.
Yes. Yes, which obviously works very well.
It works well. It's not real tacked on or anything.
It doesn't look like an alien is on his face. I'm sure. I'm sure they'll have that technology down by then.
Hey man, they did Kurt Russell very well.
They did Kurt Russell very well. I agree, actually. Yes, they did Kurt Russell very well. A little creepy, but less creepy than anybody else that they've done that to.
Oh yeah. Rogue One?
Very creepy.
That's pretty bad.
What they did to Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
Oh, I didn't see
Absolutely,
that. They were trying to make it more young.
absolutely, like 16 young. It was absolutely
Trying to
terrifying.
make Johnny Depp look 16?
They did.
Really?
This is creepy.
Wouldn't I don't understand how that technology works, but wouldn't it just be easier if you took an actual movie that they did from that time? Because we know what Johnny Depp was like when he was young. He's been in movies for a long time, and also in TV.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be easier if you could take those images and somehow you insert those images on like someone else's face who's younger? And wouldn't it be more? Would it just work better? I'm bored with technology.
That's what I would. That's what I would assume too.
You've seen those hard fakes, right?
Yeah, deep fake.
The deep fakes, yeah.
Yes, where they put Nicolas Cage and everything.
Yes.
Yes.
And it still does look kind of off, but it's
Yeah, actually, did you see the
much
one
better.
the one where they did a deep fake of like removing Henry Cavill's mustache versus like the Hollywood version of it?
No, I didn't see that.
I'll send you the link. The deep fake is.
Send me a link?
I'll send you a link. It's slightly more convincing than the $1 million Hollywood effect,
Really?
which is disappointing.
Yeah, that's the future, man.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the cats.
Yeah, they have a mild intelligence.
Now this part I think is really actually well shot and well choreographed.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's just like such a dick move. That's your buddy, man. Don't double team him. Friends don't double team friends. I've always said that. Friends don't rip friends' hearts out.
Friends may double team with each other, but they
Well, sure, but not to the other person.
Yeah.
Yes. It's got to be a group consensual thing.
Consent is the key word.
Consent is essential. I guess well, they're not friends though, so it's not really relevant. What Rogers is doing is fucked up. That's nice. Good work.
Oh, this is with Black Panther.
That's right.
It's like,
It's like, you bastard.
you killed my father.
Yeah, man, that movie plays,
That movie
I'm not gonna
was
say
amazing. When I forgot to mention when I went to go see this movie, Infinity War. Man, that was when I think of it, that was one big transgression, wasn't it? Digression. I mean,
Digression?
I'm still talking about Hurricane Ice.
Oh, yeah,
All that was just because I said I went to go see this movie on Sunday
that's right.
at that cinema where we went to go see Hurricane Heist. And I guess we're doing this new thing now at the Regal where I was at the front desk, I was getting the tickets, and this lady, it's had her name, like a name tag, but underneath it said her favorite movie.
Oh, interesting.
Favorite movie, Hook.
Oh, no way.
And I said, oh, your favorite movie is Hook. And she said, yep, it's the only correct answer to the question. And I said, well, I can't disagree with you.
That's fun. Was she probably in our age group?
Maybe a little bit older, but yeah. Age group.
Nice.
Yeah, age group. So that was the thing I was going to
Do they
mention an
still-
hour ago.
Do they still have the like trailer testing market research like booth
I guess
out
so.
there?
I guess they do. Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that's why they do that,
I enjoy that.
and that's where we. That's why this was all brought up because of Soldado. That's what I was going to get into that. Where that's
That's the theater where we did a little like
the day we went to go see Hurricane Ice, we did the whole
a
Soldado.
little
thing.
market research survey for Soldado. Did you find that trailer appealing? I never actually asked you. That wasn't really one of the questions whether or not you found it appealing, but
There was a lot of questions about how it made us feel. Not whether or not we just liked it.
there was a surprising amount about the music. They seemed really indecisive about that. But did you feel like the music stood out from most trailers that you see? It's like, well, no, not really. But you gotta kind of try hard. Most trailer music sounds kind of the same.
Yeah, most trailers kind of look the same.
Yeah. So I'm like, so no, but don't beat yourself up. It's fine.
You know?
Unless that's really important to you that you stand out. Put in some, give me some like fucking mariachi music.
And then Kevin Bosman kills Daniel Bruhl.
Doesn't he not though? Doesn't
Oh,
he
no.
decide not to?
Oh, I guess you're right. I remember it wrong.
He's like, you do not deserve.
you do not deserve to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that racist? No, that's their accent.
I will not wound my soul for your sake.
So it's rapping.
The slow motion works for me too. Good slow mo. No, obviously not right now. But yeah, I like the way that the scene is shot and edited. This works for me.
So we do know that there's a scene I would like to see this movie.
Yeah, I think this ending is great.
From the directors of You, Me, and Dupree. Comes the next installment.
That's right.
Where's Owen Wilson in these movies?
You saw the start of the story and you need to breathe.
It's all connected.
Yeah, exactly. The shared universe.
Turns out Owen Wilson was Thanos the whole time. Actually, I would love it if Owen Wilson was like Galactus, the eater of worlds.
It is, yeah, that'd be fun. Actually, I'm still excited to maybe we'll get a Galactus soon.
Oh, if they get Fantastic
You
Four.
know what? Fuck it. I'm not watching this movie anymore. We're done.
What? Which ones?
These. After the second one of these.
That's right. We talked about this.
We're done.
Once you're.
I don't care if they show us Galactus or what. Don't fucking do it, man.
Oh yeah. Are you sure?
Well,
about that, Isaac?
you know,
Are you sure
we'll
about
see.
that?
Dick move.
I don't know, Isaac. I feel like you say that to yourself, and he's going to come out.
I might. You're
You're
right.
done, but then
Especially,
another good trailer will drop, and you'll be like, "Oh, that looks
especially with
interesting."
especially with Movie Pass, it's hard to be like just an arrogant person. Well, not arrogant, but like difficult person about it. Be like, I'm not going to see this movie.
It's like I got Pacino in Godfather 3. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back.
That's right.
Which is referenced in an episode of The Jackie Chan Adventures.
Is it?
Yeah.
Gotta watch more of that show.
You really do. That's a great show. That's a great TV show, not the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And see, what's interesting here too, because we were talking about like if you haven't watched all the others. So Iron Man 3, which came out before this, is the film where he like removes the shrapnel finally from his
Yes.
body, so the little arc reactor thing is no longer necessary to keep him alive.
Right.
But if
That
you
was
miss,
before
if
this?
you if you missed that movie, it looks like Cap literally just like fucking left him for dead, which completely changes the context of the scene. Because he just stabbed him right through his little reactor. Yeah, that's well shot. I like that.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Take it or leave it.
Is it over now? Oh, wait, there's still more scenes.
This is with the prison breakout. Well, no, that's right. He's just in prison.
Right. This is the moment when the movie goes.
You see,
on
these
too
like
long.
when like it's such like a TV show format. Like these are things I forget about. Like, if this film ends with him like locked up, do they intend to ever follow through anything with him? Or what's the purpose of showing me this scene? If not,
It does feel like a TV procedural at times.
Yeah.
Because it is.
sure is.
Talk about Supergirl fatigue. I'm fatigued from watching this.
Yeah, for the Marvel singular film fatigue.
Yeah, singular film fatigue. Oh my god, this is a lot.
I'm inundated. Yeah, this is a longer movie than I remember. It's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should. That's a long movie. With credits, yeah, right about 2.5.
It's your Avengers Initiative.
God damn.
Furniture provided by IKEA. How do you feel about Paul Bettany?
I really don't know him. Know of anything from him outside of the context. Yeah.
I know I've seen him in other things, but I can't recall what they are.
And see, again, like, there are just no stakes in any of these movies. Like, War Machine falls
He's crippled though.
from, well, except that, like, by the next movie, his mechanical legs work perfectly.
But they're still mechanical.
Whatever. There are no
Whatever.
stakes.
Whatever. I will say that Don Cheadle has aged.
Charles Xavier gets his hips or his spine broken. He goes in the wheelchair. You know?
That's
Stakes.
Tend to be the thing that happens, yes. But he stays in the wheelchair.
He does.
Doesn't get out of the wheelchair ever.
And if he does get out of the wheelchair, guess what? He can't walk. That's probably insane.
Have you noticed that Don Cheadle has aged in these movies?
In these movies, yeah, he's already getting some very hands.
From one movie, no, especially in Infinity Wars. I remember just watching them and thinking, God, you look so much older.
It's like Obama after like at the end of the second
Yeah,
term.
it's Don Cheadle. What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
He lost some weight.
He's getting the
Like you're
he's getting
dying.
the pepper in the hair a bit. Hang in there, Don. We support
Yeah,
you.
come on, Don. What's going on? We need you for Ocean's 14.
Yes.
That's not gonna happen.
No.
You understand?
I forget that he has a cameo in every single one of them.
Yeah. Even the ones that aren't even Disney. He's in Deadpool, remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
That's gonna
I'm sure
obviously, they're not gonna do that once he dies.
I'm sure someone's like, I thought he was going to die so much sooner. Like I saw him in.
Somehow 30 plus movies later, he's still alive.
I saw his cameo in Spider. Yeah, and he doesn't look like he's aged. I remember seeing his cameo
he's been old for a long time.
in Spider-Man 2, and that was 2002 when that came out.
Yeah, 2003.
2003, somewhere in there. And I remember being like, that dude looks like he's very like a death's doorstep. Yet here we are in 2008, so 16 years later, he's still cameo. Maybe that's what like keeps him young. It's like his life force. So if like too long goes
Really?
without a Marvel movie being made,
I thought it was just the blood of Cuban children.
he's like E.T. and he just starts to like go pale.
I need to be in another movie.
He's like, I need my cameo.
For some reason, my
That's not
family
me.
sounds like Larry King.
That's fine.
That's how they're talk. God bless him, though.
God bless him.
God bless. And Jack Kirby.
The flip.
Did you
Well,
ever
see,
Did you ever watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the TV show from like the early 2000s?
No.
That was actually a pretty good show. There was this one episode where Donatello, of all the turtles,
yes,
goes into like the basement of their apartment,
freaky.
and Jack Kirby is there.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
drawing a comic, and then they get sucked into the comic.
That's actually kind of cool.
And then Jack Kirby has to use his drawing skills to get him out of it.
You were telling me
And the
about
episode was
this.
dedicated to Jack Kirby.
Like an actual, like live action Jack Kirby is there?
No,
or like
not
an
live
animated
action.
Jack
It's
Kirby.
animated.
He's like, oh hi, I'm Jack Kirby.
I don't know if it was made before or after he died, but it was
Fascinating.
dedicated to him. It's like, oh my god, that's really sweet.
Again, though, man, they just cut out the stakes. So they give me like this sad ending, and then they have
it's
him.
over?
Yeah, and then they have him
Thank God.
leave the phone there. I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
well, you left the phone there, so I know that he's going to contact him as soon as
Thanks.
Thanos gets here. So again, all the stakes are gone. All the emotional like impact that you just set up is
Stanley.
negated. Still gets EP. Oh, Jack Kirby, yeah.
You see, baseball comics by Jack Kirby.
Joe Simon and Jack Kirby.
Next to Stanley, Jack Kirby.
So why
the
does
most famous name.
So why does Stan Lee get all the cameos, man?
Because he's the one who's alive.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, he's still living. They could have done a Paul McCartney where they switched him.
Yes,
Remember that?
yes, I do. Meanwhile, Jack Kirby's doing the Tupac thing where he's not
Wait,
really
he's
dead.
pretending to be dead for like 20 years.
He's just he's part of the Illuminati. So
Oh, I see. The lizard people.
yes. All right, so I mean, I guess we talked through the credits, right? That's our system here.
So we don't have a system here, Isaac.
We don't have a system. That's true.
But we can hold it.
Well, we got 11 minutes of credits.
Jesus Christ, what do they have to thank?
Oh man, that's so many people. Paul Bettany, they're
Paul Bettany.
crediting right now. Elizabeth Olsen, of course. Paul Rudd. These are really long movies.
Next time we gotta pick something shorter.
Yeah, I did not
90
remember this.
minutes.
Marissa. Oh yeah, Marissa Tomei. Why does Marissa Tomei get such high billing on this? Thank you, Ralph.
Because it's Martin Tomei, that's why.
I guess. Martin Freeman also gets high billing. He's not a big actor in this. Daniel Bruhl. Let's not forget him.
Again, go watch Goodbye Lenin. You'll like it. It's a good movie.
Goodbye, Lenin.
Goodbye Lenin, yeah. It's a fun little German comedy. It's something
here's-
to be in Eastern Germany.
Here's one of our post-credit scenes. I guess a mid-credit scene. Which means they probably have also a post-credit scene. But I don't know what the post-credit scene is. Probably something else with Thanos, because they always like throwing him in there. I think it's the one where he puts his hand in the gauntlet. And he's like, it's time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I have not seen this movie. This is the first time I've actually seen this movie from beginning to end.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said that. I actually really like this one in theaters. I have some fond memories of it, too, because I got not one, but two wonderful coupons from AMC Stubs. Because at the time, I was a Stubs Premier Rewards member. Now I'm just an AMC Stubs member. But at the time, I was a Stubs Premier Rewards member. I received 2 separate coupons for a free large drink when I went to see Captain America
I spent so
Civil
much
War.
money in these movie rewards.
So I made sure that Spencer and I went together. We each got a nice, large, free drink, compliments of my AMC Stubs Premier Rewards member points and benefits. And we got a nice selfie of us together holding on spoils. She was very happy to be married to me that day. She reaped the benefits of my prowess in the film rewards card program department. Oh, wow.
Lovely time.
That's a good tone to bring the conclusion in on.
I'm glad we did this. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We need to make
Well,
fun of seeing each other more.
6 months, I guess. Well, we see each other a decent. Well, yeah, I'd like to see more as well, but we need to also, when we see each other, also just be better about recording this.
And uploading them.
And, well, yeah, uploading them,
That's the key.
especially. But it really is important, apparently, for getting people to listen to it. Although, I don't know if we ever do, yeah, getting Tommy to listen to it. We've never really done a, I don't know if you've, like, suggested anything, like, you should listen to our podcast. I know I certainly never have.
Neither have I.
But even if we only reach Tommy, it's a nice open line of communication, especially when we get one of those emails
This is the most direct line of communication with Tommy Mitchell.
to the esteemed producers.
That's really the
back then.
motivation behind all of this, isn't it? Tommy,
It is.
we are still alive. This is what's going on in our lives.
That's the other goal, is by the end of the summer, let's get somebody else with us to do one of these.
I think that's something our goal should be just to make a movie.
Well, that, sure, that too. Why
It's
not
like how
both?
some people spend summers fixing up a car.
¿Por qué no dos?
Porque no los dos.
No los dos, thank you.
Porque no los dos.
¿Por qué no los
Like
dos?
that great taco commercial.
Is that a talk?
No, yeah, the taco.
Is that where you get that from?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, funny, I didn't know
Tommy and I
that.
both get that from. There's this great taco commercial.
I've just been using that in reference to you guys, so I didn't know that you got it from the commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Where there's this commercial where this family's arguing about how they want the tacos. You want soft shell or hard shell. We want the soft shell tacos. We want the hard shells. And the daughter's like, porque no los dos. And then all the chant, the family, they cheer in the brilliance of this child.
Genius. They anoint her,
They anoint her something.
her
Queen of the
genius.
Nile.
Queen of the Nile. Queen of.
And so
Oh my
they
God.
celebrate by having the brand of tacos mentioned.
Mm.
That is both hard and soft shell.
But isn't that funny? You don't remember the brand of tacos.
No, I don't.
Isn't that funny how advertising works like that sometimes? You're like, this is one of the like most legendary, memorable commercials of all time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
People don't remember?
Like that High Guy commercial. I think it's for shaving cream. This is an old commercial of this guy that opens up his bathroom cabinet, and there's a guy on the other side who says, "Hi, guy."
Okay.
I think it's for shaving cream.
And you don't know which shaving cream.
No, I think it might not even be in business anymore. And then they make fun of that in the show, The Critic. The
Oh, yeah?
animated TV show, where he's trying to convince
The least popular of the Matt Groening shows.
It's not like it's Matt Groening.
I thought it was.
That wasn't Matt Groening. It was Fox, but it wasn't Matt Groening.
Because that character appears in The Simpsons.
Yeah, well, it was a crossover that Matt Groening didn't even want to do.
Oh, really? Funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to look this up. Who was the showrunner on that? Because it's a very similar look.
Kinda, not really, but yeah, kinda. They're not yellow.
Yeah, that's true. Though. No, he's not yellow. Carry on, though.
John Lovitz looks very miserable as a short, stuffy bald man.
No, you're right. It was created by writing partners Al Jean and Mike Rice. who previously worked as writers and showrunners for seasons 3 and 4 of The Simpsons. But it was not Matt Groening. Anyway, what were you saying before?
I was just saying,
oh yeah, we're
they
talking about
referenced that
ads.
Shaving Cream commercial
Funny.
in the show where he tries to convince Ebert and Siskel to break up, and he wants you should be like their second guy.
Nice.
And so he like opens up. I think it's Ebert who opens up.
Hi,
the
guy.
camera, and it's like, hi, guy.
Nice.
But then they take it a step further where he shows up on a jet plane outside of Siskel's window. Hi, guy. And then Ebert's on the beach, and literally a giant clam opens up, like Venus, and he's in it, and he's hi, guy.
Nice.
It's a very funny show.
Yeah, their Vincent Price spoof is also excellent.
Yeah.
That whole creative group really knows how to spoof Vincent Price well.
It was a good 10 years for that show.
Agree to disagree. Season 29 is really taking a turn for the better. The first several episodes are wasted, but the third quadrant of season 29 has been a welcome ray of sunshine into
Can't see my face.
into the Simpsons verse. Simpsonverse.
Stressed out by you saying that. Headache. Still watch that show.
I think season 30 is going to be the best yet. I genuinely do. I think season 30 is going to be so spectacular that Disney, if they do acquire 20th Century Fox in time, is going to completely reverse it and order 10 more seasons on the spot.
They may just be voices, but they're living human beings. They will die one day. And they'll
Not-
to exist.
But Adobe is working on that technology that as long as you have 20 straight minutes of a person's voice, you can type it out and it'll dictate in that person's voice. That should be ready by 2020. So that gives us, as long as they make it 2 more years, The Simpsons will be good for another 100 seasons. The Simpsons will be good for another 100 seasons. I think they're just hitting their creative stride, honestly. No, that's not true. I don't think that. They're definitely on a down. I mean, they've been on a long, long downside. But they're no longer scraping the bottom of the barrel, and that's what I'm happy about. Because for at least 3 seasons in the first part of season 29, they were definitely just like, had given up. They're like, we're contractually required to continue making content, but no one said that it has to be a story.
Great notes when you say these things.
Well, we all got our things.
Everybody got the quick.
Everyone's got their quirks. Oh, look at that, Georgia. Georgia's apparently got a thriving film industry, including Atlanta. Although, when we were in Atlanta,
Atlanta is in Georgia.
well, yes. Well, specifically Atlanta is what I meant to say. But when I was in Atlanta, it seems,
Aaron.
yeah, a very moribund city. It's just the word for it.
Right.
Very moribund.
Yeah, apparently it's like one of the 4 or 5 big filming cities in America right now.
Yep.
It's like higher than Los Angeles.
I know.
They don't really shoot a lot in Los Angeles.
Right. More so in Vancouver, which is interesting. For California. If we need to film in California, we'll film in
If you ever
Vancouver.
need to film New York, you can film in Vancouver.
Right.
Any major metropolitan area, go to Vancouver. Or Toronto, you know?
Yeah, I think Atlanta's outpaced us, too, which is
I'm not shocked.
unfortunate.
They've had Los Angeles.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's not shocking.
But Tommy, you keep it going in New York, you'll do just fine.
Yeah, if you can make it there, then you can come back here.
Yes, you can,
Or if you can't make it there, come back here.
can come back here. Don't go to Georgia, is what we're saying.
I wonder what the next movie we'll watch will be. I should really think about this.
So the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should put some more thought into it next time, because each time it seems to be we just kind of get together and be like, alright, so what are we going to
We'll put it on my list.
talk about? Spider-Man will return, and that's all they would say. So I guess that's been another episode of Background Noise with Isaac Carlson.
And me.
That guy. See you. Well, no, we won't see you, but we'll be here next time. Goodbye.